Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot to print.
I guess we know who's more important.
I had paper. Oh.
Can you spin the wheel for yourself? Can you spin the wheel for yourself? And how does one check points? That's true. You made me look bad. Woo! 1,600 cards. 1627. I am 16th. Yeah, I'm gonna save that because I'll need that. Okay, no one bad.
36, 68. Combat stunts. Okay. Good.
Huh? Oh yeah, I got all
Yeah.
those.
I just remember when I printed it last time, it like completely changed how we played the game. It was a lot more fun. When we had the list of stunt.
Do we even have stun points? Do we have them to start with?
I don't think they will. They left. I don't think they will. They left. I don't think they will. They left. Godfather.
I guess that's our cue.
Oh God, we have to start now!
Ah, what happened? Why is this the... Oh, because the... There we go.
What? No.
It went to the Twitch...
I know. Hang on, just...
Sorry.
Hi, guys.
I'm not the thing
Don't worry
that
about
does
it.
the things.
Don't worry about it. It's all
Oh God, it
good.
went crazy screen. Screenception.
Woo! I use it more than he does. What?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so we're now live on the... Yeah, okay. We're live on the RPG window.
We're
Hi,
on the
guys.
RPG window. Hello, and
Oh my God,
welcome.
my face is huge.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Yuli. I tried. I don't know why Discord loves you so much.
Good evening and welcome. Normally, Melody is much better at introducing Tabletop Tuesdays and RPG game night, but she's not in control here tonight.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Anyway, I'm Ryan, the GM for the evening and for future Titansgrave adventuring stuffs. And I have with me Melody and Yuli and Jasmo, Colors, and Jen. And this is... Oh, Soviet Lovehammer, hello.
Hi.
So, tonight is the first night of the actual storytelling campaign and whatnot. So, what I like to do is what I like to call the Ellen session, which is just like
I love that.
a 5-minute little bit of a roundabout to introduce everybody to the characters and with their names, a little bit of their background, and how they became adventurers on my lovely show. Yeah, that's how Ellen talks.
I think you're
To
on the
me.
wrong show.
Oh, Joan Rivers. Whatever, I'm silly. It's cool. It's RPG night.
I love RPG. I love Tabletop Tuesdays, guys.
So, let's get started with Flora,
No, don't start
played
with
by
me.
Melody.
Don't start with me. I'm trying to pull up my thing.
Okay, then let's start with Yuli,
Yay.
because she's...
No, Yuli's eating crackers.
Okay, Jasmine, it's all you now. This is going swell.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull up Google Docs.
All right. I am Jasmine Colors. I will be playing who is an orc, 7-foot-tall dude orc who was born blind. Rev basically became an outcast after a very bad happening in his village at about the age of 20-ish, so he went off on his own, found a nice little nook to settle down and trade some goods with a town. People came into town, pretty much kicked him out, and he's just been wandering around helping wherever he can. And he's more of a sympathetic heart than a like, I'm gonna kill everybody heart, because he's been kind of tortured and teased and everything because of his blindness. He's got tattoos strategically placed on his body so he can see, kind of like, oh my god, what's her name? Toph on Avatar The Last Airbender. So that includes the bottoms of the feet, hands, face. He's got a lovely set of spectacles that I can't see through that I'll be putting on momentarily. Rev is a hermit outsider warrior who has a walking stick and a bow and some arrows.
Awesome.
Good?
Yeah, no, that's great. All right, let's go to Neela now.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jen. Jen with 2 N's. So I'm gonna be playing Neela, good kind. So I was born and lived and raised in upper class in a town that had very clear class divide, but I was, like I said, I grew up in the upper class area. And I went to a great school where I got lots of knowledge about... Oh, sorry, I'm a halfling. Where I got lots of knowledge about the world, and it made me curious and want to learn more. So my original plan for my life was to explore and learn everything I can, which I started doing when I was I guess we'll say late teen. I don't know halfling's age. I needed to look that up and I forgot. But
That's okay.
young adult life. But then I started noticing that the lower class were really poor, and it made me really want to try to help out in some way. So I decided to stop exploring and become a mayor or some higher up official in a way that I could help my town. But unfortunately, this made my best friend of life, Ari, very upset because she wanted to be someone important when she grew up, and I was taking the title away from her because I was becoming very popular during my rise up the ladder. Mainly because at one point I went during one of my adventures I came back having learned magic. So this is helping me get a lot of support. And so Ari, but Ari was the only person I ever told of how I got that magic. I never told anyone else. And Ari decided to blackmail me with that secret and told me that if I didn't step down as whatever, as the running, if I didn't get away from the running of being mayor, then she would tell everyone my secret. So I decided to leave town and try to clear my name, basically return the arcane device that I stole and beg the mage that I stole it from for her forgiveness so that I can become mayor again. And I am 3 feet 8 inches tall.
It's important to know.
Yes, I am tiny. That's me.
Awesome. Now let's go to Flower.
Yay, I'm ready this time. Okay.
Just so that Eula can eat another cracker.
Fair enough. I am Brenna, or Melody, depending on where you know me from. Hello. I am playing Flower Greenbow. She is an elf. Flower is an orphan who was raised in this hippie elven commune where they celebrate and worship nature, everything about nature, from studying it, knowing plant life, but also moving through it stealthily, like you are one with it. So everything to do with nature, they worship and believe in it and study it.
Oh my god!
Super
cheers!
Who did the thing?
Childfather.
Yay, Childfather.
300 cheers!
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry. That's cute.
Yeah, isn't Pikachu cute? See, now Pikachu's face is big and not Yuli's face. So she grew up in this elven hippie commune, and she, hold on, I'm looking over my thing super duper quick to see if there's something that's important to know. No, not really. So, she is very friendly, kind of scatterbrained, if anything. What she noticed was that she's an initiate, so she is one who also studies nature and all of that with her hippie commune. But she kind of didn't get the studying part down so great. She knows it, but it wasn't as strongly, yay, hi mom, as everything as she could do the physical sides of it. So she was extremely capable at moving through nature, moving stealthily, and she was also extremely capable at hunting. What she notices about herself, and she doesn't keep this a secret because she doesn't think there's anything strange about it, is that she is very calm when she is hunting, or when she is basically when she's hunting. She's very, very calm and she's very steady. It's just something she turned out to be really good at. The one thing that's very noticeable physically about her is that she has this scar over her chest that kind of looks like wings, and she always refers to it as her heart wings because it's right over her heart. One side of this scar looks kind of like an arcane symbol if you look at it kind of just right, and the other side sort of look like numbers if you look at it just right. So she's been traveling ever since her sort of community birthday celebration where she becomes, you are coming of age. She decided to go out and try to figure out, oh, hi, Kat, what the symbol, if it is anything at all, what this scar means and why she has it. Because she's very curious about it. She's not she wonders if it has to do with her parents. Then the cat's moved my laptop. She wonders if it might have to do with her parents, but she doesn't really think about it much. It's just something she wants to figure out what this means. Yeah, I think that's the majority of it.
Cool.
She's an elf, so elven
does
and
elf
graceful,
things.
but also a little bit
Elf
scatterbrained.
In the woods. And
Moving through the woods, she's very good at that. I could just read the background because I'm much better at writing than I am at talking.
it's
But yeah.
really funny to think of you as a hippie.
Hippie elven community. Yeah, she's very happy. That is something distinctly noticeable about her. She is very happy person. Happy, curious, calm, never really upset.
All right, Yuli, tell us about
Kind of like a
Elmira.
puppy.
Like a puppy.
Like a puppy. Elf puppy.
I'm the puppy.
She's the elf puppy of the group.
Love it.
All right, Yuli. No more stalling.
Alright. So, my name, thanks to chat last week for giving me this name, Almira Zeldakar, Engel, Ignis, Marion - Steve,
Marion and Steve.
which you can call me Mira, because it's much easier. So Mira is a very young human. She's about 19. Kind of short. She's like 5'4". Grew up in a very wealthy family, and it was the youngest of 6 daughters. So her 5 older sisters were very tall, graceful, beautiful Amazon type girls. And then there was me, kind of frizzy haired and short and gangly and clumsy and just didn't, one of these things is not like the other. So because of that, she was kind of reclusive and just preferred to read and pretty much absorbed any information she ever read, as opposed to, hanging out with her sisters and doing athletic, fancy girl things. She was also very close to her grandfather growing up, who was a mage, and he would have her help with spells or tinkering with different machines or any kind of little inventions. But when she was 10, he became very ill very suddenly. And so on his deathbed, he gave her his most prized possession, which she was kind of like, okay, this looks like a piece of junk. And it's a round gold ring, about this big. It could kind of pass for a monocle, but there's no lens in it. And it had these weird kind of markings or runes around the outside. And he always told her to keep it secret and keep it close. She was kind of like, well, okay. But never really learned anything else from it. So she wears it on a chain around her neck, but kind of under her clothes so that no one can see it. So then, as she got older and all of her older sisters were getting married and making really nice matches and marriages, her parents were kind of like, all right, I guess it's time to marry off Mira, which quickly became very exacerbating. And so they just decided it would be more prudent for her to study a trade. So they arranged for her to study at the Mages Academy under a very close family friend. What did I name him? I think it was Malaron, who was a very accomplished mage. And so she went to school and she loved it and it was awesome and she was learning all the things. And then she was very close to graduating when she was organizing her master's office, and she found all these notes hinting at these ancient artifacts that had been, it was one big artifact, but it had been split into several pieces, and one of them described the gold ring that she had. So she's kind of like, what? But then she also found letters from her master saying that he wanted to find all these artifacts and put it together and use it to purify magic and get rid of all the technology, which is now not a very popular view. And Mira did not want that to happen. So she stole all the notes, and set his office on fire to cover her tracks. And pretending it was an accident, was immediately expelled from the academy and has been disgraced as a mage. And now she's just kind of bopping around wherever she can.
I want to redo on explaining my character because they did such a better job than I did.
Oh, stop. You did
I
fine.
forgot to mention, like,
I know enough about you.
the elf
You
who
were
found
in
me.
character.
What?
That's what it was.
What? Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
were in
I did it in
character. You
character.
were like
The
scatterbrain.
scatterbrain. That's what it was. I was just too excited. Like, the elf who found me, and blah, 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 and... Guys, I'm a mess.
In character.
I'm already in character.
Whereas my character is very precise and to the point. She's kind of like Hermione without being like really kind of the smug self-confidence, like, oh, you don't know that? I read this. She's really just more kind of quiet, but if you ask her a question, she might not shut up about it.
Nice.
So, awesome. So, how did the four of you guys get together and wind up traveling together? Anybody can answer this question.
I'll go.
Anyone, Bueller?
I'll go.
We sort of have...
Rev and Flowera met the road before they met anybody else, kind of traveling. And Flowera was really curious about Rev's tattoos because Flowera has this chest mark and whatnot, and Rev's got markings as well. So she like approached him after a few days of following
After
him.
stalking him
and was
for
like,
a couple
hey,
of days.
I've got this mark on my chest. You've got marks on your body. Like, what do you make of them? And Rev's like,
I don't know. What does it look
I
like?
can't see it.
Wait, use the thing again.
like,
I just stepped on it.
You'll have to put my hands where your scar is so I can see it.
because Rev can't see.
And she
That's
did.
kind of how they met. So Rev put hands on Flower's chest, and they've been traveling ever since.
We've been buddies. But then, as we were traveling,
Boobs.
bosom buddies.
Bringing elves and orcs together since the Chaos
Literal
Wars.
bosom buddies. But as we were traveling, we stopped at this hot spring where the other two happened to be, and there was some sort of commotion that we had to work together to sort of stop the commotion. And realizing we all sort of had our own reasons for kind of wandering, we figured we could be wandering in the same direction. Perhaps it was fate that brought us together, and we began wandering in the same direction as one another. If someone else wants to clarify on what that commotion might have been, I you know.
What if it was like people were being mean to Rev because there's like this whole orc phobia-ness, and we all like stepped in like, that's not cool, bro.
We were like, whoa, slow down. But it was like tough guys.
The ninja storyline.
Yeah, ninjas.
Are they ninjas?
The ninjas attacked. The ninjas were displeased with Rev dishonoring the springs by not going in all the way, because Rev was only sitting with his feet in the water while the rest of us were like totally submerged. So we had to get out and tell these ninjas what's up.
Is the water blurry?
the water was a little
Does water
blurry.
make your feet
The
blurry?
water was indeed blurry.
So, hopping out of the spring to go fight, everyone else was wrapping themselves in the towel, and Flowera was not.
And I was just tripping over my towel because they don't make halfling-sized towels.
Don't make half Your towel was a dress.
It was a dress.
It was a
Because
blanket.
I can't fight for crap.
We might have lost her a couple times in the towel.
There was one towel between the four of you?
She had obviously I misplaced my towel or something.
You were just like,
I
"Hi."
don't care. What do I need a towel for? I'm in the water.
Well, besides the fact, since then, you guys been traveling for some time now, a couple weeks, I would say. You've helped a number of people with menial tasks that needed to be done. and you've kind of gotten to know each other a little bit throughout the past couple of weeks. And you find yourselves, hey look guys, I have a map.
I love maps.
That's legit.
Oh hi,
Right?
look, Valkana.
Isn't it legit?
So I'm gonna try and point out to you whereabouts y'all are. You guys are about here in this vicinity. You find yourself this like southern-ish. I'm gonna do it like this because teaching skills.
I really wish Ryan was in the middle.
Right? Around this area, in the southwest corner of this continent. And you enter a small village known as Malroth.
I don't have my... Dang it.
You don't have your, what,
My
notepad?
notepad.
Here you go.
Yay! Giant notepad.
Like, you have like 12 notepads
Guys.
in the apartment.
I'm in with the DM, I'm just saying.
Anyway, so it's a relatively small town. There's a few buildings, like a little kind of city hall. Next to it is a boarding school, and it is Mulrath. It's called in big letters on top of the main entranceway. It says Mulroth School Number 3.
Like PS 118.
Kind of. Listen, I've been doing deliveries to Elizabeth School 57, School 18, School 23. I'm like, there's no order to this
There's
There is
happening.
not.
There
25
isn't.
is like a block away from 15.
Yeah, they're just like, whatever.
You don't just come up with random names for your schools?
They,
Oh, there's
they do
Trump
have
Card.
names, but
Sorry.
they're also just what?
I'm just gonna ask about the lore of the whole shenanigan.
The lore of the whole shenanigan? Oh, you want me to...
I don't know if you were gonna do that because you told us as the players.
Oh. Well, I mentioned things last week. In brief.
You did. Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt. I did not mean to. Ignore me.
Chaos Wars happened. The end.
The Chaos Wars.
The
Dewan,
Chaos.
that bitch.
Dewan, that bitch.
Oh, I got to text Gianna. Sorry, guys. I'm here.
Okay. So, Malrath is pretty small. Its borders are really small. It doesn't even actually like show up as a major place on this map that I found. And believe me, I looked. I know it exists though.
For other reasons.
For imagination.
So you walk into town, you see the small city hall, the big boarding school next to it. The housing for the boarding school sits behind it across a field. It's kind of like a track field and whatnot, like playground kind of thing. There's basically a couple of general store type places, things that like a normal like little village would need, like a grocery and all that stuff. And of course, what town would not be complete without a tavern?
I
So
actually like beer.
the elf or the you?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk into this tavern / inn. It's also like, because that's how things happen in high fantasy settings. You sleep where you drink.
Sometimes by accident.
Careful. You move the light.
Oh, sorry.
And it's about midday. So there's only like a couple of patrons sitting at the bar. One seems to be like really upset about something. Not like being vocal about it, but he's sitting at the bar and his head is hanging low with a drink in front of him that he hasn't touched, and there's condensation that you can see like dripping down, like he hasn't touched it since it was brought to him at least a few minutes ago. server is wiping down tables, getting ready for the evening. So what do you guys decide to do? Hey, look, action. Do it.
So is it just us and this very sad-looking man?
It's this sad-looking man. There's another couple of people like having lunch at a table. There's maybe one or two other people at the bar that are, talking, and there's a couple of monitors with like the local news kind of thing, like national kind of stuff happening around, because technology is also a thing in Titansgrave.
Oh, sorry about that.
I forgot there was technology.
There's technology, guys.
Technology!
I know, none of you guys
yeah,
have
it's
like
hard
any
to
kind of
get
powerful
over.
weapons. It's just like, yeah, we're like the old school people.
Okay. In all honesty, if I saw the sad man, and then I would also immediately see other people talking, and then I see the news, and I see this bright screen flashing with things and constantly changing things as news will do, and I want to sit and watch the news at the bar.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Rev just wants a drink.
Cool. Rev.
Rev, drinks and news. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
The TV is on mute, by the way. I'm just saying.
I wanna talk to every person
Are there
in the
words?
bar.
Can she see them?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, no. I can smell them, maybe.
You
Can
can
smell the words.
smell the words coming from the TV. Hello, European. How's
Hi.
it hanging?
Could it be like our thing that if there's something that's
The
broadcast on mute, like we already kind of know that I would kind of start reciting to you what's going on if you were curious about it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Rev has his own miracle worker. All right, everything is already turning into Mighty Python. I love it.
So I'll sit down with.
I'm gonna try and keep an ear out to see if like any magical stuff has happened, but I'm gonna be reading my book.
Okay, what's your book called?
Know your business.
Okay, by who?
Okay, well then Neela's gonna look around and wondering why no one else cares that this poor man is by himself at the bar.
Would you like to
The
go talk?
patrons that are already there. Not you guys, the patrons that are already there. I'm like, everyone up there eating lunch, this person's wiping down, and this guy's just seems so sad. So I'm gonna march over there and, excuse me, sir? Are you okay?
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and says he'll be fine. I suppose.
I was
Well,
gonna follow Mila's voice and lean on the counter behind her.
oh, we'll see. Okay. So I'm gonna hop up onto the stool and ask the bartender for a glass of water to give to the poor sir. If the bartender's there.
Bartender notices you. Grabs a big ass like
I just go,
"It's water."
Hello, hello. I see the others are not nearly as interested in the news, and so my attention is once again drawn to where Neela and Rev and this man are. So I'd like to listen to their conversation. But I'm not gonna move. I'm not too far away. I'm a couple of seats down, like wherever one of the televisions are. But I want to listen to their conversation.
Okay.
Trying to multitask and probably failing.
so I give the glass to the gentleman. Sir, are you sure is there anything that we can do to help? Or anything you want to talk about? Here, drink some water. It'll make you feel better.
Oh. Unless you have an in with the school, I really don't see how you can possibly help me, little one.
Well, where I'm from, I've been able to work my way around certain offices. What kind of help do you need at the school?
Well, if you must know, I was laid off about a month ago. I was the janitor over at the school, but, technology and whatever is starting to take over, and they decided to create a robot to do my job. Takes a sip of his drink, and so I've been looking for work since. Thinking about leaving Malrot, but I wouldn't know where to go. I've been here my entire life. Cleaning after magic mishaps and other things. I wouldn't go into the housing if I were you. I would say that.
Well, surely someone else is going to make some kind of magic mess.
How do you talk without moving your lips?
Who?
He's looking at Neela.
Oh.
Laura
totally
just
don't know
appears
this.
behind the guy, like.
I totally don't notice. I'm just like, what are you talking about? And I like feel my lips to make sure they're
I'm over
actually
here.
That trick. How do you sort of mage?
Oh, sir, sir. And I go over and I sit closer, and I repeat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you seem easily startled. Are you don't seem well. Maybe you've had a little too much to drink?
And push the glass of water closer.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. What I was saying.
That's
was
probably
that-
going to be my best roll of the night. I'm just saying.
Yay. Well, I could even get you another drink if it would make you happy. But I'm sure there's other work somewhere.
Oh, the only other places are the mines and being a clerk. Ugh. I just like keeping things tidy. And as he finishes his sentence, you hear kind of off in the distance a bit of screaming and shouting.
Exciting.
And kind of en masse. Like, it's a large group of things. And all of a sudden, you also hear a kind of an alarm going off.
Like very
Outside?
cautiously look up.
The gentleman at the bar says, "It sounds like it's coming from the school. Must be a fire drill of some kind."
I do hear there are a lot of magical mishaps that need cleaning up after.
Yeah, well, janitors and such do that. But, technology.
Well, maybe that technology's not so great and they need you. Do you want to... We'll go look. You can come and save the day.
Oh, I'll be fine here. Thank you for the water.
You're welcome.
Rev is already out the
She's
door,
little,
walking
it's
towards
okay.
the loud sounds.
We should probably go see just in case.
I mean, I can set the school on fire and he can put it out.
Well, how
I did it
about
once before.
you could set the school on fire after they clean up whatever mess is happening now? Is that a normal sounding alarm?
Yeah, it sounds like the fire alarm. I don't know what all the shouting is about. Probably just excited kids or something that they're getting out of class early.
Does it sound like excited shouting or does it sound like scared shouting?
It's do a perception check.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mrs. Zabu!
Guys, is this the first roll of the night? Is this the first roll of the game? A
Yay.
perception
This
Hi,
check?
Mrs. Zabu.
That I didn't do so hot on. It's okay. My perception's beasting. 7, 8, 9. Is his perception? Oh, dang! This is perception hearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoops. 9, 11.
Okay. Yeah. No. This sounds like absolute terror.
Oh, that does not sound happy.
Yeah,
Rev.
I think we should go check it out.
Hey, Rev.
I
I think someone needs your help.
Quick,
Oh,
bring that glass of water. We'll put the fire out.
Oh yes, that's a great idea. And I go ask for a couple of pitchers of water, not glasses. I'm smart about this. Pitchers. We're gonna need a couple pitchers of water.
The bartender just goes. He fills up very slowly, by the way. Like
They're screaming.
4 pitchers of water and hands them.
Oh, I get it. You must be
To
used to
you.
the screaming. I give each one of them a pitcher of water. Whoever will take one. And I'm like, come on, guys, let's go see what they're screaming about.
Wait, Neela, didn't you take water magic? Or did you take air?
healing and air, of course.
Air can help put out a fire
help.
a little.
Air will fan the fire.
Well, let's go fan some fires. Come
You
on.
shouldn't suck the air out of the area.
I run outside.
There's no nothing that I have would help.
With 4 pitchers of water in my hand.
Oh, I'll grab one.
There you go, short stuff.
Thank you.
So you walk outside. You still hear the alarm going off. You see some people. You see a bunch of people like running down the street from the direction of the school, which is probably about a block and a half away.
From
Can
the
I
direction.
do a smell check to like see if there's an actual fire?
You certainly can. That's going to be a perception smelling check. And I know that you have the
Okay.
smelling
I know
focus.
you have that focus.
Because you is a blind.
Yes, I know.
The best. Also,
I
hi,
love
Mrs.
that the
Sabu.
Sabu.
Nice, right?
Is gonna be a thing.
And the cynic lights a match.
13.
Okay, so you don't smell anything out of the ordinary, except for, I guess, if orcs can smell fear, which they probably can. You smell people that are scared shitless.
Oh my. So I
Not great. All right.
Let's go
But
to
you
the
don't
school.
smell any you don't smell like a gas or smoke anywhere in your vicinity.
Okay. Rev is already like walking towards it, like it's like a salmon upstream through the crowd that's running the other way.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm with Rev.
Red
Yeah, but I'm slowly making my way, pushing my way through everybody. Like, excuse me.
going
person here.
under like people's legs and
Yes.
and
No one
over
moves out
other
of the way.
halflings and trying not to get trampled. Cool. All right, so you eventually the crowd kind of dissipates. The closer that you get to the school, they kind of evacuate quickly or disperse quickly. Ermagerd, welcome to the table, Chikikasatome. Chikikasatome? I'm not
I don't know. I'm on the
with the
delayed
words.
version, so I
Yeah, I know.
can't see.
that one.
That looks about right.
Chico Satome!
Cool.
That would be my guess. Yay!
That's close enough. Yay! Welcome to the table. And thank
Magical
you for the
smell
follow.
man.
Stick around and teach us how to say your name.
Hello, welcome to the table.
So you you get to the school. You don't see any signs of fire or anything. There's no smoke billowing out of the building. You just have the entrance to Malrath School number 3.
And people are exiting it.
And
or they
people are
already-
exiting it. Like, there's a couple of stragglers still coming out, but they are kind of scared.
Is anyone
Grab
hurt that
one.
we need to help out of the way? Or
Not that you can see. Everyone that you see right in front of you is clearing the building.
We have
Okay,
to
and
stop
they're-
one somehow so we can ask what's going on.
Yeah, that's what we say. Rev, grab one.
yeah, right?
Oh my god! That's a cheeky.
You.
We barely know each other. You subscribed? How thoughtful. We love you. Thank you so much.
for the sub.
Thank you so much for this.
Oh, it was European.
Oh.
European, thank you. For
Oh,
the
that's
snipe
fancy.
sub.
Sniping.
Thank you.
Oh, look, a new person. Ding.
Yay. Thank you, Jasmine.
Oh, and thank you, Jasmine, for the host. So,
Yeah, let's
Maybe grab a person.
yeah.
I just reach out and grab a person. Just
Pluck
You
him
just,
from
like,
the
clothesline
crowd.
somebody.
pluck him. All right, I'm gonna need a
Or I
strength.
grab someone by the head because Rev is so tall. Forgets that people are shorter than he is.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna
you
need.
just kind of.
I will need
Actually, Rev.
a strength might check. If you have might focus.
As I'm saying, Rev, heads.
13.
Okay, you manage to like with your hand, you just pluck up this human and put him in front of your face, and he's like, "What? Run away!"
Rev, now down. Couple feet. Till
Rev lowers him like a crane.
till your feet are on the ground, and then I I give the thumbs up for me more, and for the other two, and then like, yeah, perfect. Why is everyone screaming? What's the excitement? What are we missing?
The alarm went off and people started screaming, and I'm just following them.
So you know
you're
nothing.
a follower. I get it. That's cool. That's cool. Did you see anything inside?
I mean, there's.
Is there a magical mess?
No. I mean, there's no fire. I don't know. Just let me go. I mean, there's got to be something wrong if everyone is leaving.
If everyone was jumping off of a bridge, would you do it too?
I mean, probably.
Fair enough. I think that's a fair
I mean, at least he's honest.
Yeah, I appreciate
Nice.
honesty.
Can you let go of my head now?
I don't think he's seen anything.
I guess. Scurry along.
Rev, I think he's good.
You just
Bye.
As soon as you drop him, he already has his feet going, and he just.
He Scooby-Doo's it.
I like the flower thanks him. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Elsie, welcome to the stream. Tonight I have Melody and Yuli and Jasmo Colors and Jen playing Titansgrave, and this is going to be the Tuesday night tabletop RPG setting for the coming weeks. Stop coughing.
Who are the other people? By the way, Jasmo is a fellow streamer, so if you are not following yet, you should follow
Ram
Jasmo
is hosting
Colors.
us. Thank you so much for the
Thank
host,
you,
Ram.
Ram. Go ahead, give Jasmo Colors a follow. They do multi-creative streams, everything from digital to traditional and pixel art, and also writing on Thursdays and Fridays. So if you're following my stream, where I do writing 3 days a week, Jasmo also does writing 2 days a week, as well as super cool art, like the art behind them. So, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shameless plugs are always appreciated. Whatever. So, there you
I
are.
think we need to grab another person.
Still standing in
Oh,
front
wow,
of...
Justin appears.
Justin Tunes! Hello.
But what?
Justin Tunes.
Oh. Oh. I was confused. Tell me where. What?
What do you do? You have to continue playing. is
I
what
say we just go into the school to figure out what's going on. Everyone's too panicked or just don't know anything, maybe.
They do look a little panicked.
Oh, can I do detect magic? Is that a thing?
What?
Detect magic?
Detect
in D&D.
magic specifically is not a thing. However,
Oh.
let's see.
Can it be a perception sense?
Let's see.
Oh, wait. Oh, conversation. Sorry.
See, perception's not really that big of a...
Yeah, it's not really.
No, detecting magic's not exactly a...
Yeah, I feel like you have to be a mage to get it. Well, I
Okay,
guess
well,
you guys are mages.
She is,
I
she is
am
a-
a mage.
She
You're
is a
right.
mage.
You're right.
I forgot to add my character sheet numbers to my roll.
You forgot?
That's how
So-
good I am.
13 plus whatever.
So 13 would have been good enough.
Oh, I like it. Yes. Roll initiative.
Would have been a 15 on both of those.
Owlsy. So, what are y'all doing?
I say
Apparently,
go.
I'm not detecting magic.
Sorry.
I have a question. The voices of the wind thing, is it just for conversations or is it just noises?
It is a good question. May I see the book?
Because all it says is hear conversation within 100 yards.
Then it would be conversation.
That's going to the school, blind.
I think this is exciting. We should see what's going on.
Rev just starts walking forward,
Okay,
stick in hand, just kind of trucking along.
right? You come across your natural enemy, the
He
door.
walked into everything.
The door.
The door's open, I thought, because people are streaming through it.
That's
Yes,
true.
the door is open. I'm
How tall
a
is the
benevolent
door?
GM, but I'm also going to constantly make fun of Rip being blind. Occasionally.
Constantly, occasionally.
Occasionally. When it's funny.
When he deems it appropriate.
When it's appropriate. But of course I know that Rev can sense that a door is fast approaching.
About this far away.
And
That's,
door.
that's the amount of warning that Rev has that something is that far away. It's only a couple inches.
Those proximity tattoos.
They're pretty cool.
He's used to flinching a lot.
So, Rev leading the way.
That seems like a bad idea.
Pulls the door open. You walk in, and you're in this kind of like the foyer of this school, which right in front of you, a few feet in front of you, to your left is a hallway. There's kind of a hallway about 50 feet or so down that has another hallway going perpendicular to it. Immediately to your right appears to be a big room. It kind of like curves around down the end of the hall. It appears to be like an auditorium of sorts.
Like the doors to an auditorium, or it's,
Yeah.
or it's open, or
Yeah, the one door is ajar, but it is in fact a door.
I would like.
Well, it doesn't say that one. Is it a door or not a door? Okay, sorry.
Is there another? I would
Is
like
it
to
a
peek into
door?
the auditorium. Can I peek into the auditorium door without like opening it up too much in case there's?
There's one
Something
door
fun.
open, so you can see
Oh,
into
like
the,
a jar,
into
a jar.
Yeah.
A jar, and a jar.
shipping
yes.
shipping ships.
I would like to peek inside and see what's in the auditorium.
There's
real quick.
absolutely there's seats. It goes down to a stage. There's lights on. Nobody's home.
That's interesting. Normally, when I've seen really exciting things happening, they usually involve a stage. Huh.
Boy.
I learned something today. I ain't go
Are
back.
there still people running out?
You're right. No, people are normally happy excited. They seem different excited. Like not happy excited.
Astute observation.
Thank you.
When did my character become really sarcastic? I'm sorry.
I thought she was ditzy.
Yeah, I'm not in character. I'm sorry. I'm being Yuli right
Got
now.
other things on your mind. Well, there's nothing
So
in
this
there. I
place
think the party left.
Smell
Wait,
like
so
the
are there
people
people
that
running out
were
still?
here.
There doesn't seem to be any more people running out. Jasmine, what did you say?
It smells of fear.
It's
Oh my god!
that is
It
frightening.
sounds like fear.
I'm sorry. I think that might be me.
Oh, you don't have to be afraid. We're all here. No one's going to hurt you. Also, you're very tough. I've seen you in action. You're very tough.
And actually, I could get a perception check from everybody.
All the perception.
All the perception.
Can I use my speech? Or does it have to be
Yeah, no,
How
it
does
can
this
be.
work?
It can be
We're rolling
any,
all three?
any focus that you want to
Hey.
use.
8, 9, 10,
14.
13, 14,
Any
and 4
focus we
spell
wanna
points.
use?
Cool.
8.
Smelling
It's
14.
all three dice plus whatever the thingy is, right?
Yes.
Yes.
8.
Okay.
9.
Okay. All of you notice and take notice of the fact that everything in this area looks extremely clean and polished. Like, there's a trophy case along the right side of the wall, and everything in it is sparkling.
Wow.
Rev, you smell cleaning fluid. Like, all of the, like, noxious cleaning stuff that would be, like,
I was
normal
gonna
to
say,
anyone else is, like,
yeah.
especially heightened for you.
I
Smells like clean fear.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun campaign.
if this place is this clean after that janitor left, I really think maybe he needs a new profession.
Flowera,
The robot's gone crazy.
Yeah, the robot's cleaning everything. That's what's happening.
It looks like the robot's doing its job really well.
Flowera,
Yes.
you
Don't
notice
tell that to our friend in the bar.
all the way down in the hall, exactly opposite from the entrance, on the floor to the right, like where those two hallways meet.
Down the hall,
Yeah. You see what looks like a boot.
A boot?
sticking out of the hallway.
Like someone's like a boot. That's like right around the corner.
Yeah. It's not moving at all.
Can I tell if someone is in said boot or if it is a lone boot?
You cannot. It's lying on its side like this, I guess, but you only see
It's like sitting up.
Yeah.
Like if someone were in it, they'd be on their back.
Yes.
Can I? Well, considering we've been talking this much and this person has not responded, I'm going to run over there and see what the boot is attached to.
So you do, and you look around the corner and you see sitting up against the wall. One moment, please.
What's on the boot?
I have to look at my notes.
Sticking up.
And believe me, I actually took notes.
Yay.
Doesn't necessarily mean I can read them.
Rev follows the pitter-patter of Flower's feet. He knows them well.
We're friends.
So, you see this person sitting against the wall. There's a plunger stuck to his face, and he is not moving.
I immediately check to see if he is alive.
I'm gonna.
Now I'm just imagining like a cleaning Dalek.
Cleaning Dalek!
Do a perception.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Please be alive. Oh goodness. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
Yeah, you don't feel a pulse. He did.
Dead.
And
He was plundered to death.
you look up from him down the hallway, and you see another body in the middle of the floor. There's nothing on it or anything. There's nothing surrounding it. Further down the hallway, you see somebody trying to fight off this big hulking robot.
Okay, maybe they're doing their jobs a little too well. I didn't know that was possible. I immediately take out my crossbow.
Okay. How do you guys choose to proceed?
Also, I peek back around the corner and I kind of jumped for a second because I realized Rev followed me. And I was kind of like laser focused on the guy, and I say, so it turns out you can do your job too well. These robots, I think people are being attacked by robots. I think they're getting plunged to death. So that was not happy, excited
How
screaming.
big?
So you talking.
Not quiet.
Not quiet. The robot down the hallway quickly stops what it's doing, snaps its head in your direction, and
But only me? Sorry.
in your direction. So if everyone else is there,
God.
and
I think it's just me and
Rev-
possibly Rev.
Rev reaches out and just grabs Flower by the face, puts her head against his chest because he's like still kind of around the corner.
and it says, "Unclean, unclean," and begins walking in your direction. More or less, Yuli. Yes.
Hey, I think he called me dirty.
And said, "Must plunge."
Must plunge.
No, that's when the Daleks have that plunger thing.
I did not think of that when I was writing this, but yeah.
It is now a Dalek robot.
It's not.
Oh, that would be great.
It looks humanoid.
Humanoid. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, my crossbow's out, and I think Rev has my face.
Just to drag you back like around the corner as he the wall with like his stick hand, because the other two they're back at like near the door. They didn't follow.
Right.
As far as Rev knows, we can get a better position because he hears what's going on. And just like, oh no.
Yeah. So as soon as I'm back
again.
around the corner, I look at the other two, I don't know if you guys are looking my way. I look at the other two, and I have my crossbow in hand, and I point back over there.
So I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna peek around the.
No, I don't let her. I try to stop her from looking. Because as far as the robot's concerned, there's just. I said, as far as the robot's concerned, there's just 2 of us. So maybe you can get like a sneak attack on it. Is there any kind of nook where they can like hide if we lure the robot around the corner?
Oh, we
Like
can
a
hide in the
doorway?
Aside from
auditorium.
the auditorium, there's the auditorium.
How far is the auditorium now? Like 50 feet or something, right?
There's a couple of entrances to it because there's actually two sets of doors that lead into the same
So like.
thing. So the one that's like about 10 feet away.
Yeah, so Flora's brain is immediately like on attack mode.
Oh, bye, Justin. Thanks for joining us, though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay attention to that.
I'm trying to
Oh
run
wait,
the
no,
game
you
as
can't
well.
do that. I have to look at that.
Like,
So this robot, can we hear this robot now stepping towards us?
oh, yeah.
Okay, so I tell them, there's a robot janitor coming down the hallway that's going to try to plunge us to death. It knows that Rev and I are here, but it does not know you two are here. If you guys can find a good hiding spot, then we might have an opportunity to have to slightly ambush it. Go!
We
It
run
pokes
into the
its head around
auditorium.
the corner a la Five Nights at
Okay,
Freddy's.
yeah.
Oh, that's creepy!
Yeah.
Never mind, I
I'll
tried.
It
hide
says,
in the auditorium.
I'm clean!
I tried.
And I need you all to roll initiative.
Yo, my crossbow.
Dun, dun.
Can we get that?
Who wants to let me re-roll some
It's just the
one?
dice, right?
What does initiative mean?
It is dexterity roll. And if you have the
Dexterity.
initiative focus, then you add that too.
Dexterity.
6, 7,
Not
8,
yet, I
9,
don't.
10.
Boy, am I gonna.
15.
12.
9! Slow elf is
Cover
slow.
all the numbers.
Slow elf is slow. I'm just glad I thought to take my crossbow
Right.
out.
Neil, what did you get?
10.
10. What did you get on your stunt die?
The red one?
Yeah.
The different colored one?
Yes.
1.
Okay, what is your dexterity? I know that answer. Hold on.
Sounds like somebody tied.
Reroll 1 die.
Any 1 die?
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
I'm just tripping over my dress over here.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got that one, funded by and that one, funded by and that one, funded by. That one. All right, so the order is going to go Rev, Elmira, the enemy, and then Neela, and then Flora.
I got that cleric speed, yo.
So Rev, that's your action. What is he doing?
What? I'm not Rev, but what?
Since Rev can't see, he just like gets his staff and just kind of holds it out, kind of in a defensive position.
Okay.
He doesn't know where the robot is, unless
Can you
somebody
see one thing
tells
clunking
him.
around the corner?
All right. So, defending. Do I have the major actions here? And the minor actions? I should. If I don't, I do. All right. So you are actually going to get. These are focuses. Not action. Oh, here we go. So defending. Until the beginning of your next turn, you're going to have a +2 bonus to your defense. Is there a minor thing that you want to do, like moving or aim or something?
Rev makes sure to put himself in between the robot and the sound of the retreating feet that went to the auditorium.
Okay, sounds good. So you position yourself as in front between this cyborg and thing, and remember you have +2 to your defense until your next turn. Mira. Elmira.
I'm gonna cast Shadow Dagger.
Okay, so Shadow Dagger. How does that work? That means you have to roll intelligence.
Okay. So roll intelligence. Where's my cheat sheet? I think my target number is 11.
I don't know what this means.
I need this.
Yes.
Can I have the other blue sheet that tells me actions?
That's intelligence. 13. Cool. So I hit. And
So it's going
There's a
to
death.
inflict 1d6 plus 1 plus your intelligence penetrating damage.
oh, it's 1d6 plus 1 plus intelligence?
Yes.
I don't have that.
It doesn't say, but yes, it is.
Okay, cool. Okay. 1d6 plus. Ooh, 1d6. 6. Oh, wait, I aced. So.
Yeah, no, this isn't Savage Worlds. Different system.
Okay, I forgot. Okay, hold on. Wait, 10.
Awesome. So,
Oh, and when she shadow daggers, she like does this and like things shoot out. So
she
like,
goes.
Spidey?
She goes all Spider-Man, and the daggers shoot out from her around.
yeah, they kind of like materialize over her palms and then like shoot out.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they go around Rev and
Nice.
go right
Homing
into
daggers.
and through this menacing janitor type thing, and it's
Got a janitor.
it's clearly made a cut through, like there's a hole in him, and it's kind of like it kind of looks like it short circuits for a minute. Oh my god, it's a cheers! So many cheers and stuff.
Yay! Cheers!
Hooray, beer. I'm gonna do it then.
Don't cheers do a thing?
Cheers do a thing.
What do cheers do, Ryan?
Cheers give you a chance to redeem rewards.
Do they just like cards?
Why, yes.
Crazy!
What's the thing for... Never mind.
What? Command items so you know what you can get?
I'm gonna get to reroll my ones.
What? That's for me!
I know.
I did the...
I know, but this is me.
What's you? Oh, you're using your cards.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do I get from my 190 bits?
You can get a spin on the wheel.
Is that enough for the plus one, minus one?
I think so.
I don't remember. I have to add that to the stream elements.
You're
And
gonna
I apologize for our
You're gonna have to
200%
find out.
professional stream.
I have
It's
a
not my
thing,
turn,
but I
so-
can't look.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So you're gonna go ahead and do that. If you're gonna tell me if I need to spin the wheel or not.
I will. Is it the dude's turn? Janitor's turn?
It is the janitor's turn,
ahead, take the
and
turn,
he is going to take out his giant mop and take a swing at.
This is a school.
Clean up crime.
Whatever you do, it's gonna be -1.
Not if I have bits to help me.
He's just taking a swing at Rev, because that's the first thing in front of him. How does a 16 do against your defense? You might be muted.
Uh-oh.
Defense is 12 with 4 armor.
So 12, and you're in defense, so your defense is actually 14 right now, so I'm
Okay.
totes hitting you.
Okay.
Yeah, I get the... I'm going to be redeeming the plus one. The plus one to PC.
Okay. Which PC?
Flower seems like
Okay.
a cool chick.
Cool beans. So you are going to take 9 damage minus your armor, so 5 damage. As you have this big old janitor in your face and just whacking you with a mop. Then we move
I hit you
on
with a mop.
to Neela.
Get her! Oh.
Also, Yuli, don't forget to subtract your magic points when you use the Shadow Dagger.
I did.
Cool beans.
She's the smarts.
Hey, Matt.
Should I protect us with our protective winds thing?
I think Protective Winds only does you? Or it's anyone inside of the wind.
Protect.
Oh, no. Plus 2 defense against. Oh, I thought it was everyone. Why did I think it was everyone? I thought it was like one of the few.
It sounds like it should be everyone.
It sounds like it should be,
It
but no.
does. It does.
But
But I think it's
But-
just you.
Alright, so, but would Arcane Blast hurt people around me too? Or
No.
can I just aim that at the janitor?
Arcane
No?
Blast is a focused attack, so as long as you pick a target, you can hit that target.
Alright, let's hit the target.
Cool.
I'm gonna go through Rev's feet.
Cool. Roll your accuracy.
Okay, so. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
Yes.
That, actually, is enough to hit it.
Yay!
So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yay! 6 plus willpower is 1. 7.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's
Woohoo!
So this arcane energy bursts out from you,
Right here, like this.
unbeknownst
It's
to
my-
Rev, and you just hear like this kind of
Like whoosh.
Whoa. That was a sound, guys.
as this blast of arcane energy hits the robot looking thing, and actually, as this arcane thing, you can see like little fleshy bits too.
Oh no.
Gross.
As it's like
Excuse me,
coming
fleshy
apart.
bit?
Does Rev hear the squishy sound of fleshy bit?
A little bit.
Ew, gross.
There's like it's a mix of like oil and blood that is now hitting the floor, where there are now holes in this thing.
Neat.
It's a robot
It's a
human
janitor
hybrid?
I
golem.
thought we were fighting a robot, not a cyborg.
Well, now you notice it's a cyborg.
I think it would behoove us to ask further questions of the people we speak to in taverns.
Yes. Or maybe we should. No, I guess the robot wasn't talkable.
Maybe this is his master plan.
Flower up.
Oh goodness. Okay. How close am I to this thing?
You are about 10 yards away.
Excellent.
Not even 10 yards, 10 feet.
Excellent. I'm going to aim and fire my crossbow.
Cool. Aiming is a minor, and was it loaded? Is your crossbow always loaded?
My crossbow's ready to go. I'm
Fair
a
enough.
Killer.
I'm okay with that.
So aimed and firing. I see a 1. That doesn't make me happy. 9.
Or you're redeeming your thing.
I am.
You got your +1.
Well, 10. Do I have to? I have to use it immediately?
You don't have
Is
to
that-
use it immediately.
Oh, okay. But I should probably say I'm redeeming it before or after you're like, yeah, that didn't hit. Oh, just kidding, it hit. All right. So that's 10, 11, 12 for the aim plus accuracy is another 3. That's 15, 18 to hit.
Oh yeah, you.
I'm
hit it.
sorry, 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, you hit it.
Cool. Oh right, damage.
So now you have to roll your damage.
Which is 2d6 plus. Oh, it's gonna be 14 damage.
Wow! Wowie wooey wah! Alright, Flowera, tell us.
Completely straight faced.
Completely straight faced. She takes aim with her crossbow. She shoots. And on the other side of Rev, from where the arcane blast came, you hear the whizzing of the crossbow bolt right by your ear as this crossbow bolt goes through and through this cyborg's head, and it just it falls back. Well, I guess backwards. It falls backwards and does not move again.
Excellent. I retrieve my arrow. If it's not broken.
Oh, it's totally broken.
Oh, never mind.
The tip is all blunted and
Then never mind. I will not retrieve my arrow.
and stuff. That was convenient. One exact round of combat and you took this thing down.
Yeah.
Good job, me. Okay. What were we doing?
We passed the tutorial, yay!
Did
We
you though?
passed the tutorial. Oh, we don't know yet.
Did you though?
I don't
We
know. Did
killed
we?
the evil cleaning Dalek.
We will find out.
Okay, so
I just like imagine Rev just like taking his staff and just like knocking it over. Like,
poking it.
yeah.
just for
Yeah,
good
he
measure,
just walks
like
over and kind of taps it.
just the crossbow bolt like hits it and Rev hears it and goes, huh,
Just to be clear.
I made contact. Yay, I think it's dead, guys.
The target has been successfully annihilated.
So, with that, I say maybe now would be a decent time to take just a 5-minute break really quick, maybe? Yes? Good for
Fine
everyone?
by me?
Alright,
Sure.
I
Yes.
like that.
so that was a much faster round of combat than I thought it was going to be.
I've
You can kind of
learned.
annihilate it.
I've learned that crossbows are nice.
I've learned I have to beef up my enemies.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys.
No,
You
you didn't mean to. That was beginner's luck.
I will remember that
Yeah.
your bow is unloaded. So.
I will remember to load
Alright,
it.
so we will be back in about 5 minutes. We're gonna go take a little break, refresh drinks, and go to the bathroom and stretch and stuff. We'll be back at 8:25 Eastern. So wherever you are, plus 5 minutes.
Okay, bye. I go now.
Shape invented, like a lot of how those elements came. It's like that's not what happened in the books. That's not how. It was like, I don't think so. It seemed like the timing was weird because you didn't go on Twitch all night. I thought maybe there was somebody on the screen. I would be a giant Eastern ball, thrown and loaded, like a free throwing ball, like to go through. You're gonna have to like feel the room. Well, I mean, you can't just give it a name. Like,
Okay. What are you suggesting?
literally threw this on me 2 seconds ago and then filled my head with Valhalla. So,
Okay. He suggested different. I thought about the Erie because it's up on a hill, but it's not school.
I'm also not a huge Game of Thrones. Like, I'm not against Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I just don't have as close of a relation.
I mean, I get it. Which is why. Think about it. No, I don't want to call it.
What's wrong with Oa?
Because it sound is cool. Valhalla, like, strikes fear and grandeur.
Oa is?
Yes, like the Guardians of Oa.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't sound as cool.
You don't want to be a guardian of Oa?
No, the Oa is and cause a lot more problems than in my opinion.
Okay, but they also founded the Lantern. Great.
We'll table this discussion for now. Oh wait, no.
Apparently my path.
My
I mean, not that we ever used them. But, it's one of those things. I mean, what if, you know,
yeah, and now it's gonna be cursed.
And we are back, I hope. Yes,
Oh,
we
hi,
are all
everybody.
back. Cool beans. Sorry, I should have given you guys like a little, like, 5-second
Nah, surprise.
5-second warning. No,
Surprise
surprise,
us.
you're back, you're live. Woo, we're naked. Like that time at this hot spring.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was a good time. That was a good time in the hot spring.
So, welcome back. Once again, I'm Ryan. We have Melody, Yuli, Jasmo Colors, and Jen. We are playing
keep writing
Titansgrave,
jug,
the Ashes of Valkana. This is kind of a homebrew tutorial type mission that we have on, and they just
I want to loot the
beat
body.
the absolute crap out of my cyborg janitor. So, Flower, you said you wanted to loot the body.
I want to look closer at it.
Okay.
As to why it was bleeding as I shot it. This was a strange, unexpected consequence of blood on the floor. I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, especially with such a clean janitor.
Ah,
So
was
yeah,
very
you take a closer look, and you do see that it was in fact a cyborg. What happened?
Wah!
Ah,
Oh my god.
We're back.
Remember that time Ryan was like, hey, you know how Brenna's laptop didn't shut down yet? So everybody else's laptop shut down.
everyone else went away but me.
Everyone disappears. So now we've got half of... Oh no, she's just leaning.
Yeah.
Never mind. Jen, lean the other way. There you go.
Is that a Snuggie?
Yes.
You're the best.
Great.
Nice.
Babies are awesome.
Oh my
god.
Nice.
Oh boy.
It's Kerr.
Oh my god, it's Gurr!
That's epic.
It's
Can
cool.
she
Ryan's
post one of that
face.
somewhere?
Sing the theme song now.
Indecision, why are you booing us?
Because we're not playing Five Tribes.
Probably.
Hello, Indecision. How are
I-
you?
I totally forgot I had a little mechanical companion.
Oh yeah, Lime.
So he hops down to the cyborg thing to also loot whatever his little tiny thing would loot.
Does he want little bits and bobs? Little, like, the nuts and bolts?
Yeah.
Literally wants to take those?
Some replacement things that can be stashed in the pack.
Sure.
The
Harvesting.
robot knows what it wants.
He's harvesting.
Harvest. So, your little octopus? Octopus.
Pocket puss?
Pocket puss.
What?
Polly Pocket.
Polly Pocket Puss.
I have Polly Pockets.
I had a singular Polly Pocket, I think.
What was the boys thing? I forgot.
Apparently,
I had
ladies and gentlemen,
one.
and if you can figure this out, Ryan will give you something nice. Apparently, there was a boys' version of Polly Pocket, and we cannot think of what it was called.
I can't remember what it was. I even looked it up, and I forgot.
And you're just like, not Mighty Max.
It was Mighty Max.
Never mind, you guys lost your opportunity, and I get it instead.
It was, in fact, Mighty Max.
But that means nothing, because Ryan's not going to give me anything.
So, alright, so, one at a time. Flower, you take a closer look at it. You see that it is, in fact, a cyborg.
Okay.
It is mostly robot. What was left of its humanity is gone. Like, where your crossbow bolt hit is all machine. The CPU and everything is machine.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a robot that was placed on top of a corpse, more or less.
Is there any indication of where this might have come from, or how this happened?
You can do a perception check. And also, Jasmine, I'll let your little octopus guy do a perception check using your stats as well.
Sweet.
Sweet.
But just straight up perception, you can add seeing if you have it.
Okay. It's 12,
8.
14, 16, and 3 stomp points.
Okay.
If it matters.
The octopus is a lot more concerned with getting loose bits and pieces of bolts and whatnot, and is kind of not glancing over details of the janitor. Flower, however, on the back of this thing's head, you see a serial number, EV23.
Hold on. EV23.
57Y.
Okay.
You also see, inspecting it further, you find a set of key cards that are labeled, most of which have to do with the various rooms in the building.
Do any of them look like they don't belong to the building?
None of them look like they don't belong to the building, but one of them is red.
As opposed to the others, which are...
White.
Okay. Guys, I found the red button.
The self-destruct button.
Yes.
Like, I mentioned that I think we need to talk to the principal of this school. See where they got these cyborg robots.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anyone left in the building that didn't think they could make it out, so they just hid. There might be someone left over. Sorry, there might be more.
The set of keycard is also labeled with the rooms that they go to.
Yeah.
All of the white ones lead to like the main office, principal's office. The red one is kind of like a utility key that leads to maintenance closets and whatnot.
Okay. So we wanted to find the principal? Is that what you said, Mira?
Yeah, I think maybe they could lead us to where they got these and what made them decide to, use them instead of
Our friend at
humans.
the bar. Did we even ask that guy's name?
You did not.
No, we did not.
Dead guy at the bar.
I think we should go back and ask his name.
Yeah, we're kind of terrible people.
Which is
We
something
tried.
I'm thinking of. Might be wise. Well, once we tell him that these robots are clearly defunct, I'm sure they'll want him to get his job back and he'll be happy again.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
Yeah, that seems perfectly logical.
We should open with, did you ever kill anybody on the job? No, you're doing better.
Speaking of, there's this one red key, and I'm really curious about what it does. But if we want to go to the principal's office, we've got a principal's key too. So where do we want to go?
What I can do if we want to try to figure out if there's anyone left in the building is use that voices on the wind thing. That's for a conversation.
Woo!
100 yards.
Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
if you wanted to use that. That'd be.
You think very clearly, Mila.
How do I... Okay, okay.
So it's going to be another intelligence check.
So I'm all three.
All 3 dice, yeah. And you need to hit. I'm gonna make notes of. This is the Titansgrave book. I can't use that.
Here we go.
I really wish my reference sheets came with all the spells, but of course they don't.
There's a...
Yeah, this one is...
Yuli found that spells list that tells you what things do.
Yeah, I posted the spells
That's actually
cheat sheet.
super duper helpful.
That's what I'm looking at, but it doesn't give you...
I have found a few mistakes on there, though.
Oh,
So
really?
just FYI.
Oh, okay. So you do need to just know your spells
Yeah,
pretty
because
well.
one of mine, in the rule book, it says it gives +2 dexterity stealth checks, and on here it said -2. So
It could be anything like that. Can be phrased differently. Like it's +2 to you or -2 to your opponent. So
yeah, to an opponent or something. So yeah, that's just I found a few discrepancies there.
So Voices on the Wind. Okay, so Voices on the Wind only works on conversations that you can see.
Dang
Oh,
it.
come on.
Well, let's start peeking
That
into
is the
some
second
windows.
time I tried to use that thing.
How big is this building?
All right.
Can Rev see if he can smell anybody through the chemicals, the cleaning chemicals?
You can try. That'll be a perception check.
I'd like to start peeking into some rooms
Okay,
through the windows.
sure. Let's get
Yeah.
Jasmo's roll first.
12?
Is that including your perception and focus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The smell of the cleaning thing is kind of overpowering. Right. now.
Okay.
That's the power of pencil.
You had the sass down too.
Nope.
That was great.
Nope. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for something to say that. I'm surprised it took so long.
Oh, gosh.
my
Flower is
God.
peeking through some windows. You're going to actually make your way, logically speaking, the main office, I'm assuming you're looking for the principal, is usually closer to the entrance of a building. So you wind up going down that left hallway.
With the perpendicular hallway?
Not the perpendicular hallway that was all the way down where you fought the robot.
Right.
But back towards the entrance.
Okay.
Where there was just that one hallway that went off.
Right.
And on your left, you do see a couple of entrances to an office, but the lights are out. And these doors have are locked.
What's the label on the red key card say?
The red key card opens like utility closets, it appears. So probably things to maintain these janitors, but hopefully we're not going to find more. You don't think they have one janitor for the whole building, do they? There's probably more of these guys, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
I'll bet there's more. We should probably walk stealthily.
But there was one janitor, human janitor before.
Maybe he was just the last one left. I don't know. I feel like maybe it would be smart to like move quietly since we didn't move or talk quietly before and this robot was keen to our presence. So maybe.
Well, I think we should go back and talk to our friend at the bar. See if he knows anything else. And then, like I said, try and find the actual principal.
Well, if there's someone in here who's already in danger, we might want to get them out of danger while we're here.
Can we hear anything else?
You can try.
I'd like to look into the... I want to look into the rooms, even though they're dark. Because I have dark vision.
Okay. Did you take the key cards?
Yes.
Okay.
If you said it, I took it.
Yeah. So,
I hope there's nothing else.
Are you entering?
No, I want to... Is there like a window? Like
Yeah,
a
there's a small window that you look through. In your eyes, it's slightly illuminated, but you don't see any kind of movement, any evidence of life here.
Any evidence of life, but these are mostly robots. Which office? I'm looking at just one of the random offices.
You're looking into like the main office.
Ooh, main office. Well, okay. So before I start doing anything, I go back to the others and say, okay, so are we going to stay here and look for anyone who needs our help? Or are we going to go back to our friend at the bar? We should probably decide before we just start running. We don't want to split up, I think.
We tried checking for other people.
Well, we couldn't hear anybody necessarily, but if people are being quiet because there's robots running around, maybe they're not going to be able... We won't be able to hear them because they're purposely staying quiet.
Then how do you plan to find them?
With my eyeballs! I'm very proud of my eyeballs.
Did you say that out loud?
I did.
Does Rev get offended?
Oh.
No.
I think Rev and I have an
Rev
understanding.
just kind of shakes his head and says,
I'm gonna go back to
Heading back to the
see if that guy knows how many more of those things are here.
That's
I love the voice
true.
modulator.
I do too.
I love it.
That's true. But if we don't know how many more are here, and people who are trapped inside, and these are janitors who have keys to all the rooms, that's my thinking, is I don't know how much more information we can get from our sad drunk friend.
He's probably passed out by the time we get back to the bar.
He did have, I don't know if that was his first or third beer.
I'll wake him up.
You could, Rev. You are very good.
I mean, I don't know how much more we're going to get done if we just poke around rooms quietly when there might not be anybody else here. Just because people might be in danger. We know people are in danger.
Well, if the robots are still here, we can at least take the robots out. That was easy enough for us to do.
Was there another room across the auditorium?
It was just a hallway,
It was
I
just a
think.
hallway and a trophy case. A gleaming trophy case.
Gleaming trophy case. So, if somebody wanted to snatch one of those trophies, I'm just saying it probably costs a lot. I might
What, for like the boys' soccer team? Like,
if it's made of gold!
they won swale darts?
Did they?
Like,
Yes,
Upon further inspection, there
swale darts?
is a huge Swale Darts trophy in there.
I love
They're
is
special
Malroth School number
you know.
3? Is Malroth School number 3 like one of our these kids are heading to Ivy League? Like they'd have gold trophy.
It's a boarding school.
True,
It's a very
that's true.
popular school in
It's
the
a
area.
boarding school! maybe.
people live here. No, they live in the housing behind the school. Wait, is this the housing behind the school?
didn't
No,
the
this
janitor
is
say
this is
not
the
this
to
is
school
the
go
school
itself.
proper.
Yeah, so I think anyone who was able to escape, escaped. But if there are people who were unable to escape and we leave with these robots running around, I think people are going to get hurt.
But did the janitor say something about not going into the housing or something? Is there a reason we should not be going into the housing?
Because he doesn't like the kids and they make magical messes?
It's kids that are doing something.
You think so?
I say we go into the housing.
I think we first need to make sure that this place is clear. How quickly can we move and make sure that this school is clear? Or at least we were looking for the principal. He'd have answers. If he's alive, he has answers.
How many key cards do we have?
A bunch. And a red one.
And a red one. Then let's go to the red one. It's red for a reason.
It's utilities? Maybe that's where they store these things?
Maybe there's a way to turn them off or kill them in there.
Ooh, I didn't think of that. I don't know. I feel like the principal, I feel like Mira was on the right track with the principal, that he'd have answers.
Neil, give me a perception seeing check.
Also, we're whispering this entire conversation.
Oh, right, yes.
Wait, did you say Neela or Mira?
Neela.
Me?
You
Yes,
sure
Mira.
that?
Perception seeing. If you have seeing, then add that +2. If not,
I
then,
don't.
then just do your
nice.
perception.
So it's just whatever, it's normal, okay. Ooh, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Cool.
More robots.
On the wall, next to the office of the main door, you see a kind of a makeshift. It's like it's actually a digital. It's digital because technology. I even have to remember that there's technology. It's a digital map of the school, specifically the floor that you're on, and it says you are here, right where you are in front of the main office, which is clearly labeled, and then the main entrance next to you, the auditorium. Down the hallway where you found the cyborg janitor initially, it branches off into another hallway. In one area it says locker rooms that leads into the gymnasium. There's a janitor closet in between the locker rooms. The cafeteria appears next to the gymnasium with another smaller looking janitor closet. There's a hallway. It kind of is like a roundabout thing. I know I'm describing a whole lot for you right now, but
There's a lot of school.
It's a boarding school.
yes. Right behind you is a wall, but that wall, on the other side of this wall is the library of the school. And
Hey,
then
Mira, you like libraries.
further down, the hallway that you're in is just classrooms and classrooms and classrooms all throughout. For the most part, the area that you are is where a lot of is a big kind of gathering place. You could find the most amount of people in this 100 by 100 yard area that you're in right now. But it's completely abandoned because of the alarm, which has stopped, by the way.
Oh, good. That was annoying.
Yeah.
Probably very annoying for my friend Red.
So if the map shows us where we are, does it show where anyone else is?
No, because it's
The sticker. It's a you are here
yeah,
sticker.
it's kind of like one of those mall directory kind of things, you are here, but it's just a digital representation instead of paper.
Screen you can't touch. Doesn't do anything.
What place are you touching on the map?
Oh, okay. The janitor's closet that's in the gymnasium locker room.
So it kind of gives you that Google Maps view.
Yes.
And it's this is the janitor's closet. It's a door. It has a key card
A red key card.
entry.
This is the key card entry.
I'm willing to try keys. That sounds like tremendous fun.
I think so as well. I feel like maybe people are hiding in there in the changing rooms.
So we're
Good place to
nixing the
hide.
principal idea.
I mean, maybe we'll run into him as we're looking.
Maybe?
Well, wait, can we look at the map? Where's the principal's office? Is it in the main
You're
office?
standing really in front of it.
We're basically in front
Yeah,
of the
we were
principal.
already
We're in
there.
front of it.
Do we want to
Is there
peek
a
in here real
space
quick?
under the door? By any chance, a little octopus can like crawl in and see if there's anyone really
Oh.
not
That's
like
a
in the
thought.
corners.
Can Lime get in?
What? Yes.
Yeah, Lime can definitely try.
Lime fits.
Yay!
I imagine Lime is like
Rev, can we borrow
inch and a
your
quarter
octopus for a
high.
second?
That's why we brought him.
For what?
Just to see if he wants to crawl under the door. Senses anyone else in the room in corners that we can't see.
He can do that.
All right.
Yay!
That sounds
So-
like fun too.
Lime hops over off Rev's shoulders and slips right underneath the door, no problem. No additional alarms are set off. And you guys are waiting. And waiting. About 4 or 5 minutes go by. You don't hear anything. No lights are coming on. And Lime slips under another door on the other side of the office and scuttles back on top of Rev's shoulders, and like 4 of its little tentacle things just go.
Is anybody in there?
He didn't see anything.
Huh.
Alright.
Well, I guess that answers that.
Okay, so no principal in the principal's office. So our options are to explore the rest of the school, check out this red keycard thing, go back to the bar to speak to the janitor.
That count.
I'm still for opening the door with the red key card, but I guess to play it safe, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just a matter of whatever we want to do. So I don't like the idea of more of these things running around. I think we need to take these things out. If they're here, I think they need to not be here. Because they could probably hurt somebody, and I don't think people are as capable as we are. We are actually pretty capable. And I don't think students are nearly as capable as us.
Agreed.
No offense, Mira. No offense. You are like a well-aged student, like well-aged cheese. It's like a good thing. Yeah.
She's aging like milk.
Look like, am I old?
No, as in you've gone through
I'm
your
literally
schooling.
the youngest one in the party.
Yeah, didn't you say you've gone through your schooling? You know, you're one of the students who is capable. You wouldn't have run screaming. The other ones who ran screaming, they're obviously not capable. But we are. That's just what I think. I think we shouldn't leave these things running around the school, because they could leave the school and go hurt other people outside of the school. I feel like we sort of have a responsibility, since we know this.
Are those bodies still around? The other two, the one that the robot janitor was attacking when we first saw it.
Oh yeah, they're there. They exist.
Should we see if they have anything on them that might be useful?
Sure.
Are they students?
Make a perception. I'm assuming that you're going to check the nearest one that has the plunger on its face.
Yes.
I need to do a perception searching. Should have made you do a perception searching check on the sideboard,
Ah, fair enough.
but that's
Understood.
Okay.
11. You are looking in his pockets. You pull out his wallet, device type thing.
Does he have any money on him?
No. He's a school teacher.
And politics.
Opening it up, you see his ID. You have found the principal. Or headmaster.
Wow.
The headmaster. You found the headmaster of the school.
right, we could cross
All
that
right,
off
well,
our to-do
we're
list.
done looking.
You see, we did a good job, team. We looked and we found what we were looking for. Good for us.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we walk? Oh,
You're sitting in mommy's seat.
Hi, Shauna, baby.
Kitty! Hi, Shauna.
Oh God, your breath is awful.
Isn't it? Don't put her near Rev. Rev might die.
The super sense of smell.
Yeah.
we've been standing around for so long. We would have heard something by now if there was still any commotion going on. Could we roll to see if we... Did I already do this? The hearing?
We did. Yeah, we didn't hear anything.
Oh, we did. Right, we didn't hear
Yeah,
anything.
you've not heard.
But we've also not yet left this floor. We don't know if there is one per floor, if there are any more in these janitor closets. Do you want to check the janitor closets? The utility closets?
Is there a security room?
Ooh.
There is. On the map, there's definitely a security room.
Like with cameras?
There we go.
Well, you don't know.
Oh!
Ah.
You want to tell you.
We go back to the map. Is it touch screen? Can you move like up between the floors?
Yeah. So it's actually down that same corridor as the janitor's closet, gym lockers, and stuff is where the security bay is. And you tap the screen, and it shows the door that says security bay, a la Google Maps.
I think that's a great idea, Rev.
Do we have a key card? Does it need a key card to open?
Does have it.
We have
yes.
that. We got it.
I dingle the keys.
I mean, we literally have all the key cards.
Let's make our way.
We are
I
flush
say.
with key cards. I'm okay with this.
You comfy, baby?
Shauna
This-
likes to steal the show on occasion.
Shauna never comes to me. I just want to say that.
He's in mommy's seat. He's in mommy's seat.
Now
I
this
kind
is
of want to
getting-
have Rev in front of the group with like Flower pushing his back until they like get to where they are, just so he can be like a shield.
Okay.
I got you, Rev. Here we go.
So I have a question. I could cast Shadow's Embrace, which would help us stealth, but it casts a 6x6 yard, basically shadow. Would that move with us, or that would just stay
Yeah.
wherever we cast it?
Good question. Shadow's Embrace. It lasts for 5 minutes. Anyone in the area. Stop it.
Sorry, Adventurer Kitty.
Oh. Adventurer Kitty fell down. Go boom. And Adventurer Kitty is on the table.
Aww.
Sorry about that.
But not really.
Not really, because she's cute. So, I would say that that it does. I'll say that it'll follow you.
Okay.
But again, Shadow's Embrace does only last for 5 minutes, so I will be aware of that.
Oh yeah, we'd have to move very quickly if we wanted.
I mean,
to.
how far is it?
I mean, I don't know.
It's not that far of a walk. It'll probably take you about 30 seconds or so
I think we'll be okay.
to get to the security guard.
Okay, yeah,
walk
if
at a
it's like
normal
30
pace.
seconds.
I'd say we save your magic points in case we run into any more of these things.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Security
Cool.
office.
Let's go to the security office.
Okay.
Quietly.
You'll very quietly make your way over there. On your way over there, you don't hear or see anything that's not already known to you. And there you are, standing down. You managed to make that right turn down where the bodies are, where you first encountered the cyborg. Then you make that left down where these other rooms that were pointed out to you on the map are. And you make your way in front of the security bay.
Okay. I look for the key that goes to the security bay.
You find it. It is clearly labeled security bay.
Security
And it's also
bay.
got a little barcode on it.
Tap.
You tap that.
Yeah, I do.
You hear
And a thank you.
and a light starts flashing green.
Sweet. Shall we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's shall.
We open the
You
door.
Open the door.
I should have checked. Whoops.
You open the door, and
Safety
it
first.
seems fairly innocuous. It's a little warm in here. There are monitors with camera angles all around the school.
Good call.
There's whoa, cat breath. She like burped.
Oops.
Whew. Whew.
Can't escape that cat breath. It's real. It's real.
The monitors all around the school show nothing happening in the hallways, or the gymnasium, or the cafeteria, or the main office, or the
closet?
library, or the auditorium. Everything is looks completely barren of any life or artificial life.
Huh.
I say we go back to the bar and talk to this. Actually, no, we only need to talk to him to find the principal, right?
Well, we were gonna.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
we were
he
gonna
would-
try and get more info.
Yeah,
but-
he would know because he was fired because of these things. But if there's really just the one, that'd be really helpful.
Is there a log of equipment, including said janitors, anywhere?
A log?
Hmm.
Is that what you said?
Like an inventory thing.
Yeah, like an
Like an
inventory.
inventory?
Yeah, like a purchase order of 200
Or a
robot
checklist of
janitors.
like maintenance, we maintenance this XYZ days.
Sure. You on the desk of this office there is a book, and it is like mainly a security log, like a who signed in, who signed out, time in, time out kind of thing. If you decide to look, how far back or forward are you looking? I guess not forward, because forward is future, and that's not a thing.
Or is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, I didn't take the Fate Arcana.
Dude, one of these days,
Check
I'm gonna
about
be
a month
mate for
back.
Fate Arcana. Should we go back to when this guy got fired?
Oh yeah, a month.
Okay.
Let's see when they were purchased.
Did you take note of that? Because I did not. Is that what he said a month ago?
I mean, now that she's they say that, yeah.
Take better
I'm
notes
alright.
than me.
I remember.
Yeah, Yuli.
Cool. So you look back at the log sheet, and you see over a month ago, about a few days before this guy said he was laid off, you see a log that says last visit, maintenance closets completed.
Guys, I think we need to go blow up some maintenance offices because I think that's where these things are kept.
Maintenance or utility?
Or yeah,
Same thing?
probably. I don't know.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
Scotchka.
Gotcha.
To the utility closet!
Yeah, let's go. Or can we like shut them down without having to like fight them? Can we shut
Yeah, is
them
there
out?
like a kill switch in here?
Is there a kill? Maybe it's in the utility closet. Maybe they're not in the utility closet. Maybe they're somewhere else, but the utility closet is where they are maintained.
Controls them. To the utility closet!
I'm okay with this.
Where's the utility closet?
To the map!
Okay, Google.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Point me!
Point me. Yeah.
So is that what?
So we make our way back the 30-second walk to the map.
Yeah, true. It's 30 seconds.
You don't even have to do that.
I think we remember.
It's literally across the hall from the security.
Hey, utility
Oh,
closet.
perfect.
I've got a
Let's
red
go.
key. Wait, let's listen in first. I'm gonna listen first.
All right, make a perception check. Add hearing if you have it.
I don't. But that's still a 12, 13, 14.
You hear some whirring and buzzing, but it's very faint.
Does it sound like fear? Rev, does it sound like fear? Does it smell like fear?
But the cyborgs don't have fear.
That's true.
They cause fear.
Can they feel anything? Do cyborgs
They
feel?
do smell like oil, though, wouldn't they? They'd smell metallic and maybe like oil or the cleaner
And the
fluid.
octopus.
Yeah.
Can he fit under the door?
Oh yeah.
Can Lime take a look?
Sure.
Lime hops off of your shoulder, but this door is slightly different. This door is kind of like sealed shut.
Ooh, like vacuum seal.
Why would you need to protect?
So he scurries up to it and like just kind of taps the door and just kind of like.
Like, here, use one of the key cards and, like, open it just a little bit and send him
Like a
in.
credit card, just kind of like force the door
Yeah,
open.
just go.
Slam it shut with him inside.
Okay, so I tell them like, there's definitely something in there. I don't know if it's awake or not. If it's whirring, I don't know if it's awake, but it might be.
I mean, it could just also be machinery.
It could.
Like,
It could just be utilities. We don't know.
like a radiator or something.
I'm gonna tap the red key
Okay.
to open it, so that it is unlocked, and I want to very carefully peek it open, so maybe no one
As
notices.
soon as you
anything.
tap the red key card,
I did it.
it's the door in front of you slides up from the ground,
Crossbow!
Up.
Oh shit! I forgot to load it.
and you're looking into this maintenance closet.
I load my
utility
crossbow.
closet. Noted.
And then I put it back. No, I keep it out. What do we see inside? What is in it?
You see the source of the. I found the source of the mysterious whirring and buzzing.
Yay!
It's a pipe bomb. No.
The end. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Dan.
You see an assortment of technology. There are fans which appear to be the source of the whirring. It kind of sounds like your laptop right now. Like,
If you can't hear, my laptop is very loud.
and lights and stuff that seems a little bit foreign to your more primitive backgrounds.
Right, hippie comedy. Right.
So if you'd like to explore further into it, I would need you to make perception checks.
Certainly. I'd like to see if there's something, either if these robots are in here or if there's a way to shut them down from in here. That all helps us check. How was that kind of rolling?
Rev got a 14 and would like to see if there's any odd smells in the room.
Okay.
Something
13, 14.
plastics or
15.
Okay.
and something.
Cool. Anyone else? What?
I got an 11. I'm just trying to see if there's any kind of kill switch to, like, kill everything in the school.
Neela, anything?
6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know what I want to see.
That's okay.
I want to see the world.
That's cool. Mira and Flora, what you're seeing is it appears to be like a charging port. It is in the shape of this humanoid figure that you destroyed before.
Oh.
There's a couple of monitors of the hallways, restrooms and things like that. Things that would typically be like not very clean. And it seems to be like a number of sensors linking up to this charging port. Rev, You do smell something a little bit different here. You smell the scent of earth. There's an earthy, dirt-ish scent emanating from the floor.
Smells like there's dirt in there. Mud, maybe?
Well, if there was dirt in here, then you'd think the janitors would have cleaned it.
Yeah, that seems odd. Although they're hooked up to sensors for certain rooms. He doesn't seem to have a sensor for this room?
I thought the sensors were linked to the charging port.
Do you take a closer look at the sensors, Mira?
Yes, and the charging port altogether. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and see if there's a way to shut it down.
As you move closer, you feel something under your feet vibrate, as if there is a loose tile underneath your feet.
I'm gonna try and kick the floor and see if it sounds hollow.
You kick it, and it. So you tap on that one spot where you felt the little vibration, and you tap one tile over from it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a different sound. The one that is a little bit loose sounds more hollow than.
Okay. I'm gonna try and pry it up.
All right, I need a strength mic check from you.
Oh,
Yeah,
No.
squishy mage. Do it.
little weenie I am versus a floor tile.
Remember when it was you versus a piece of rock?
Oh God, that was awful. Oh God,
had
and
good
I
times,
dropped one
guys.
of my dice.
We had good times.
Okay. Oh, I got two of the same.
Ones.
Probably.
No, they're sixes. Shut up.
Okay.
All right, so I got 2 6s and a 4. 16.
So, to everyone's surprise in the room, you managed to pry up this tile and push it over, and you see a quite a bit of dirt under it.
Why is there dirt?
Are
Do
we
you
on
Like
the
a
think
first?
tunnel?
it's just bringing
Like a
back
dirt
all
tunnel.
the dirt and storing it here?
Are we on the first level of the school?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so we found the foundation, but it's on dirt. I don't know.
Wait, the hollow.
Rev sticks his face
Tile
down
was
next to the
dirt?
dirt.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna sniff it.
And just inhales deeply.
He snorts dirt. Yes, this is in fact dirt.
Good job.
The
What
good
kind of dirt,
stuff.
though? Is it heavily fertilized? Is it clay-like?
It's
Does it smell really limey?
it's fairly it's pretty soft actually.
Is it acidic?
You can push it around.
What's the carbon content?
It's less like clay and more like soil, like mulch kind of.
Like
almost.
garden soil?
Yeah, like garden soil.
Why would this doesn't seem like a strong foundation for a school? Who's paying these people?
You could grow things in this.
You could you grow people? Could you grow robot people? That'd be amazing. Wow. Robot people. The things people come up with, it's amazing.
Okay. I'm gonna try and dig in the dirt and
Okay.
see if there's anything.
I would like to join you because I am one with nature.
Sure.
And that is definitely something she would start doing.
Sure. You both start moving the dirt around on the floor. And it's not very long before you start to feel something solid. And the more you move, the more you realize that everything underneath this little patch of dirt is solid. One of you eventually find what appears to be like a ring. Like a ring attached to whatever solid piece of whatever it is underneath this little dirt.
A ring? Like a ring you put on your hand?
Like a
collar?
like
I
a
think like a pull ring, like it's like attached to like a chain. And...
yeah.
Oh, like you'd keep a dog chained up? That kind of a ring?
Kind of like
Not
Kind of
quite.
like the rings from like an attic door that you like pull down.
Yeah, or I'm thinking like a
Like a
pull
trap door?
thing.
That makes more sense, like a trap
So
door.
someone with good strength should probably pull open that door. Not
And I hand it to Rev.
Hey Rev, could you give us a hand here?
Oh, we probably have to hand him the ring though.
Well, that's why I handed it to him. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
all right. So you don't exactly hand it to Rev.
We
You guide his
guide
hand.
Grab Rev's hand.
to where the ring is.
Rev, I need you to make a strength might check if you wanted to pull on this. If you don't want to pull on it, then that's up to you.
I think Rev likes to pull on it.
That's okay too.
No pressure.
It's a good night, guys. 2 shots of peach vodka.
14?
That's including your might focus if you have it.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's the nitrogen?
Does he just rip it off its hinges?
No, he doesn't rip it off.
Oh, that would have been great.
Okay.
Right.
He gives it a really strong little jerk, and it does feel like it gives a little bit of, but it doesn't come up all the way. But it does feel like it's definitely a door of some kind. If anybody else wants to give a hand
Yeah,
and
let's
do
it.
a strength might check to this.
Let's do it. What's my strength? My strength is a 1. Hey, who's got some cards they want to use to help me with some trip 6's action?
Could Rev use his staff as leverage?
What?
Like a crowbar?
That's
Rev's staff?
Sorry, I missed that. Can Rev use what?
Can Rev use his staff to, like, wedge it in there and pry it open?
The staff might be a little bit wide for the
Okay.
the cracks that are starting to form from where this door is.
I rolled a 6.
That. Okay, so you reach down to the ring, and also you're also helping. Anybody else want to do?
Okay, there's weight here. That's interesting. I feel stronger.
Sure.
All right.
Okay,
And,
I'll go.
4 of us.
My little halfling strength.
Is there any? Never mind.
I mean,
Oh,
heck, I have 0 strength, and
I almost got trip 6s. Using terminology here. 16.
Damn, halfling, get it.
So the halfling jumps in.
11.
The halfling jumps
11.
in with. To be noted, the orc and the elf are also like pulling with all their might.
Exactly, they loosened it.
The elf reaches her hand in, and almost like super easily, this door comes up, revealing stairs that are going down to what appears to be almost nothingness.
Let's go.
Hold on, I light arcane lantern.
Okay. Did you cast? Yeah, is that a free cast? It's not a free cast. It's a...
Rev just hops
No.
in.
I almost shouted, Rev, what do you see?
Okay.
We already need some sensitivity training.
We need sensitivity.
My little robot
training.
friend could give a general detail, like if it's a tunnel, how
I have
deep
night-
it is.
I have dark vision. I would go in after Rev, because Rev is my buddy.
Neil, you're casting Arcane Lantern?
Yes.
Alright, then you just need to make that that intelligence check.
9.
That
Woo,
works.
just barely made it.
So out of your arcane device comes this lantern that is lighting a
10-yard
fire,
radius,
10-yard radius.
lasts
Yep.
for 1 hour.
Cool. So you guys are going all down this pit of misery, dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly!
All right, y'all make your way down this stairwell. Who's in the lead, by the way? Red, right?
Rev,
Rev or
Flora.
myself, because I have dark vision, so I'm able to see easier. Although you have the arcane lantern going.
I mean, Rev also has dark. Oh.
Rev has pure black vision.
Rev has a little robot friend that can be like, beeping and whatnot. I'm like,
He's like skittling along in front of us.
So y'all are making your way down this stairwell, which seems to be going on for quite some time, and it seems to go down straight, make sharp turns, make some spiraling turns, but it's going even numbers down, down, and down, and it's getting significantly cooler, and you can feel like a pressure change in your ears. As you're going down, your lantern and your dark sight are illuminating just how far you're going into like earth and clay and eventually stone.
This is unsettling. Just a little.
Eventually, finally, after like 2.5, 3 minutes of walking down steps at a steady pace, because you have light, I assume that you're walking fairly steadily.
Yeah, I mean
I'm thinking stealth is not necessary where we're going. We don't need stealth. More roads.
we just need dungeon hallways.
You eventually hit the bottom, and it opens this fairly enormous room. And from where you're standing, all you can see are small little like indentations in the walls. Like there's an indentation, and then on top of that another indentation. And what you can gather from the layout of where you are is that you're in a crypt.
Company, they may not understand, but I do my immediate like company halt kind of thing, like I would do in my village, where we were learning to hunt and be like, okay, stop.
Rev keeps walking.
Stop moving. Oh, right. No, Rev is behind me,
stops
though.
when he hears other people stop.
Who did we decide who was in front? Was I in front?
I think Rev went in first.
Oh, then I would
me.
grab Rev
Okay.
back, like Rev's armor or jacket or shirt or whatever, and the rest of that company halt.
All right.
Before we start walking in, I wanna do a perception. See, I can see like immediately, but if there's any kind of movement, if there's any kind of like, are there traps are what I want to look for.
Sure.
Anything that's gonna set shit off. Oh boy, guys, someone spend cards on me. I should spend cards on me.
Well, you spent bits on you.
I spent bits on me. Oh, did I not use that yet?
You did not.
Oh, cool. Well, I don't think I need it yet. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay. From what you can see right now, from where you are, and as far as your dark sight will take, there isn't anything indicating that anyone has been here for a very, very, very long time.
Wow.
There's cobwebs and dirt and decay pretty much all over the place. But nothing that would indicate to you that, like, this is a rigged or deadly area.
Fascinating. And you mentioned crypt. Does that mean there's, like, coffins
Yes.
here?
So in those little indentations in the wall,
There's dead people.
in every single one of them is a coffin. So there's like the ceiling of this place is probably 15 feet from where you walked in. And just from floor to ceiling, down as far as you can see, is just in the walls, coffins. Some of them are out in the middle of the floor.
Can I? Sorry, I don't want to hog the fun. I wanted to stealth over to one of the coffins and hopefully not be noticed, and see if I could inspect it.
Knock yourself out. Make a stealth check.
Okay.
Be noticed by what?
I don't know. Ghosts.
They're all dead.
The undead. We don't know if those things are
Craterlings.
Craterlings. Yeah, you two know. I don't have time to eat my bits, guys. Wow. Oh, that's okay. It's my, 10, 13.
Okay. So what, you make your way over to what, one of the
indentations in the wall.
One of the indentations in the wall? Okay. So, looking at the one that's like eye level to you, what you see is the pattern. You see in certain scripts, be it Elven, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Saurian, human script, you see, you gather from like a logical perspective from reading the Elvish script that these are the names of the dead.
It's just names.
You just see names above the indentations in the wall where the coffins are.
Are these important names like from history? Are these names of past
Make
people
a
who have
historic
donated?
check.
Oh, dang it. Oh no, intelligence. Guys, now's the time. I need +1. I need just 6s. Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm rolling the wrong dice.
Yeah, those are all different colors.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling the wrong dice. The white is supposed to be a purple. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11 with 2 stump points if it comes in handy. Well, I'll throw my other thing in there. 12.
You don't recognize any of these names.
Oh, I thought I was gonna help.
Too. And the only ones that you can read are the ones that are in Elvish.
I can't even read the ones in English? I mean, common?
Oh yeah, I guess you could read the human ones too.
Okay, so I can see human names and Elvish names.
Yes.
But I don't recognize any of them.
Yeah, no.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
All the indentations have names, or is there different information on all of them?
Well, I'm gonna go back and let you guys know what I saw. And I think it might be okay to enter the room. It might be okay to enter the room. There are names on all these coffins. I don't know who they are, or if they're related to the school, or if this is some kind of like advanced super AP history class. I don't know.
Want to open a coffin?
Rev hears the word coffin and just turns right around and starts walking back towards the
No,
stairs.
Rev, wait!
And just keeps walking.
Rev, you don't have to go inside. Can you just wait for us, though? Please?
I'll
Don't split
guard
the
the
party.
door.
Guys, we lost our tank.
Y'all let me know what y'all been doing.
We lost our muscle.
We lost the
I feel like
muscle.
if you open a coffin, there's not going to be any bodies in there. Oh, they're using the bodies to make the robots.
No!
Do any bodies appear to be missing?
I don't know. We didn't
They're
open the coffin.
coffins. We don't know yet. I want to open a coffin. I'm opening the coffin.
I will help you open a coffin.
My halfling
If
strength.
that's a thing. Well, you don't need my help. You have halfling strength
Wait,
like crazy.
am I the only one without dark sight?
I'm
Other than Rev?
I don't.
Okay. Then I'll just like hold my lantern up to see like if we can see
I've
it.
got dark sight. I'll check a different coffin. We can check different coffins. I'll go back to the one that I was
Rev is
looking
just
at.
gonna sit on the bottom stairs and wait.
Okay.
Rev, we'll let you know when we're ready.
All right, so I'm gonna make my way to the nearest coffin and that I could see with the little lantern that's illuminating the room and open it
Okay.
somehow.
The coffin that you come across is the name above it is in Halfling. You don't recognize the name at all. When you open the coffin, it's a tiny coffin because halflings. And what you find is just skeletal remains of a halfling. They seem to be buried with sword and shield.
So probably not the headmasters of the school.
Maybe not. Is there any kind of writing anywhere? Is there something to indicate where we are?
All that the only writing that you have down here is what at least appears to be the names of the dead.
Goodness.
Is there a symbol on the shield at all, like a crest?
There is. I'm not going to describe it with you because I can't think that fast. Spoiler alert, GM didn't do his homework.
It's alright, we forgive you.
No, I didn't.
It's a lion. Move on.
It was like, that's when you lie, and you're like, no.
No, there's no shield.
I know. Armor guard!
Oh, Mama. Thank you so much for those bits.
I'm Catbug!
You want to use those bits for good?
Hey!
Like to give someone
Thank
a
you so
trip
much, Mom.
6?
Oh boy.
1,500. Oh, thank you.
You can make a historical lore check, which is in intelligence, to see if you have ever seen this, or even military lore, which I also doubt that you have. But
I don't. Nope. Just regular lore.
You mean-
Intelligence.
okay,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
okay. You have probably being an official and being like kind of learned. You've seen something similar to the symbol on the shield, dating back to history textbooks of the Chaos Wars.
Ooh. Chaos Wars. I've heard of them. That was like an important
Alright,
part of
I'm gonna
history.
see if I recognize any of the names that I can read. I guess arcane lore wouldn't help at all.
Arcane lore, probably not. This would definitely be historical lore.
Alright, let's see. Ooh. I forgot. What happens if you roll 2 of the same? It's
would
only
get-
if you roll 3 of the same.
You would get stunt points, and let's see, you're doing exploration. Let me check to see if anything is even.
That's a 10, 12.
So you would,
Bon Mott.
Exploration stunt points.
yeah, that would be exploration stunt if you manage to get those.
I feel like we're in the right place. I also feel like there's something we're missing.
Okay, well, so A with everything, I got a 15.
Okay.
I have 5 stunt points. I guess I'll do makes me wonder, which I can immediately make another perception test at no additional cost and time or resources. Oh, that doesn't really.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? This bonus test must use a different focus from the first test, however, and doubles on the bonus test. Okay, whatever. And then I guess efficient search or speedy search. So
Okay.
it takes me half the time.
All right, go ahead and make that other perception test.
Okay.
What the first check that you make about the names, some of the surnames are kind of familiar to you, from what you've learned of history and the Chaos Wars, as far as like names that were involved fighting against Dewan.
Okay.
What happened? Why are we?
It's fine.
Okay.
Probably fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's see. What else should I make a perception check on? Isn't there like a door or something, or?
Maybe the
Jen, do
maybe
you
the
have an idea?
coffins lead somewhere. Maybe there's a
Yes,
trap door in the
we
coffin.
should go to the library.
Ooh, yes!
I mean,
Let's
I'll
take
go to the
names
library.
Yes! Can we write the names down? Do I have something I can write the names down?
Do you?
Can I just remember
Ooh.
the names?
Does anyone have parchment and like can like make rubbings?
Take Robin.
I'm just gonna.
Can you just pull the names off the wall?
I'm the trend for the what?
Holy crap! Can I affect game now, please? Chad, yes, you can.
I like the salt.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna whisper you this
My little
link
octopus
that I
dude
have.
could remember the names.
Oh yes, record them or something.
Yeah, I'm sure we can remember some of these names. Just pick a
Just
handful.
tell 'em the names.
Pick the ones that were on the shield. I'll take one of the Elvish and the common names that I saw. Just like pick one or two.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's take this
Cool.
shit to the library.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna do
But we're
research.
definitely in
Well-
a crypt from the Chaos Wars.
First, before you do that, you're still doing another perception check to see if you have anything else. It can be
Yeah.
another thing. Cultural lore might be a good use here as well. Or military
sure.
lore. Military lore too. That's a thing. That I said.
Yeah, sure. Let's do military lore, and I got a 13.
Okay. The names you are seeing that you recognize are either like are officers, are known officers of the Chaos Wars that were fighting against Dewan.
That's so exciting.
So this is like lieutenant and above to general and etc.
Okay. And then this room just ends? There's not like any further passage or any other doors or anything?
Yeah, it's some of the names that you see are actually written in two languages, which was typically used to denote that they were half races. Flower, you wanted to do another thing?
I was just going to remember some names to take back to the library.
Okay.
Well, should we...
Did we open
I
any of
mean,
these coffins? Yes, we did.
I'm all up for libraries, but should we maybe, like, talk to some of the townsfolk and see if they know some of the, like, historical significance?
I was gonna say ask the principal, but then I remember he took a punch in the
Father
face.
says all the instant crit fails.
You're a... I mean, he paid for it.
He did.
How much was that total?
That was
Um,
3,600
although-
bits.
Let's stop by the library first, see if we can find a book. I'm gonna peruse through anyway. I wanted to stop by before we left town, so...
Okay. Anyone?
What? Library. I approve of library.
I want Flower to make a perception seeing.
Oh. 16.
Okay. As you guys are
Unless
making,
there are actually crit fails happening.
unless there are actually crit fails happening, in which case,
Bits, I don't know how many 3,600 would be. That seems like a lot and excessive and shouldn't be used all at once. But those do carry over.
we'll let you with bits. We will let you use them in other sessions.
Yeah! at 9:40 at night.
When appropriate.
But yes, you may use.
Typically combat speaking.
I mean, it's your call. You're the DM.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is going to not be a great fail.
And we did say that bits rewards could carry over.
Yes, bits rewards can carry over. Cards rewards will not.
Yes. Anyway, but yes, 16.
So 16.
There's my seeing.
With your seeing, as you're walking back to the stairs, one of the you notice, Flora, one of the coffins in the middle of this crypt has a hole in it. And you can see into it a kind of lizard-like hand, but the name on it is written in Elvish.
Coffin in the middle of the room.
Like the skeletal remains that you can see of the hand and kind of arm appears lizard-like.
Like Saurian?
Like Saurian. Very much like Saurian. So
But it's
much like Saurian that it's Saurian.
But it's Elvish writing. What is it?
But the name is written in Elvish.
It caught my attention. I'm going to go over and read the name.
The name that you read, it's just a surname, and it in Elvish says Red Claw.
Get the fuck out. Open it. Oh, I'm opening it.
Yeah.
You open it, and similarly to the others, except this one has a very decayed and decrepit book with it. Not a shield. It has a decrepit book that is illegible now. In its right hand is a staff. And in its left hand is this blue orb.
And what hand was sticking out of the coffin?
Not sticking out, but there was a hole,
Just
like a
noticeable,
decayed
cracked.
Oh.
hole.
Okay.
Okay, so the book you said was illegible. Like it would turn to dust if I touched it?
More or less.
Okay, and the orb, is there anything like noticeable about it?
The orb has some runes on it in all sorts of directions.
Runes.
That you cannot decipher.
I don't know anything about these runes.
No. Even if you rolled trip sixes, you would know nothing.
I can't figure these out.
Do
That
they
kind of makes me-
match the
okay.
ones on my artifact?
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the orb.
Mira, to answer you, they may look kind of similar, but not
really.
You can't really decipher either of them, so you don't know if they originate from the same place or thing.
Can I take the orb? And I look at the orb and then I kind of look at myself. Like, does it look like it might at all be similar to what I see on the heart wings?
To like a first glance kind of thing, not so much.
Dang it. Well, that's all right. That just means I get to explore more. So before we go, and I go back to the others and I show them that I found this on this Saurian coffin, but it was a Saurian coffin, but it had Elvish writing, which seemed a little, But look, I guess Mira can't make heads or tails of it either.
But I'm definitely interested.
She wanted to make an
Cool,
arcane lore check.
Ooh, yeah.
Mira,
I want to do an
you wanna take a
arcane
look at
lore
this thing?
check.
We'll have to
Rev
tell
is going to
Rev we
ask
found a thing with
Flora to get the staff, or at least look at the staff to see what kind it is.
I thought you were sitting on the stairs.
Rev is sitting on the stairs, but he's listening.
Ah. Oh yeah, there is a staff there. I guess I could take the staff too. Can I take the staff too?
Good.
I'm gonna take the staff too.
You have a quarterstaff.
Cool. Hey guys, I have a quarterstaff. I can do close range combat now. With my 1 strength.
Okay. So I got 9, but I also got stomp points.
Okay.
I don't get this advantageous positioning.
That is typically going to be like a you spying on an enemy kind of thing. But
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
it's not going to matter very much because that was a shit roll.
Yeah.
So no, can't really notice. That's okay. Maybe the library can tell us something, or I think
The
we'll be
library
okay.
can always tell us something.
I do hear libraries are nice. We mainly had sages where I'm from who could just tell you stuff. Lots of storytelling and songs.
Flower, what are you doing with that orb?
I'm going to put it in my backpack.
Okay, sounds good.
So it is safe and sound.
All right.
Let go my egos.
Now what are y'all doing?
Library?
Are you getting the staff?
Oh yeah, I took.
Yeah,
the
no,
staff.
she took the staff.
Oh, okay.
Is there any?
Missed
Are
that.
there any runes or anything on the staff, or is it just a staff?
No, it's just a staff.
It's just a staff.
Enjoy
Okay.
it.
Library, guys.
Now Rev has 2 staffs.
I didn't give Red Bull staff. Red Bull has a staff.
Backup staff.
Getting me a power staff.
In case Rev
yeah,
ever
I'm
has
good with
trouble
the library.
walking. Huh?
I'm good with heading towards the library.
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 Mila, library.
All right. You walk all the way up from whence you came. Back into the utility closet, maintenance closet, whatever I called it initially. Janitor's
Utility.
closet. Yeah. As you make your way towards the library, you see some official-looking people, including that old drunkard that you found at the bar.
Oh, good.
I immediately shut the utility closet door.
No, you're more like towards the lobby of the school. You're nowhere near the
Okay.
the janitor closet anymore. It seems to be like a group of people investigating what happened, and they approach you, saying, Who are you? What are you all doing here? What happened to the janitor? Why is it disabled, and what happened?
So what happened was, so we came into town and we heard this screaming, and you'll notice that your school is very empty, because apparently the janitor was a little too zealous about its job, which I didn't think you could do, but apparently you can do. So it was hurting people, and unfortunately it was going to hurt us, and we had to sort of stop it from hurting us. But you might want to get this thing checked for bugs.
Well, I don't think we'll have to, considering that looks like irreparable damage. I mean, I understand why, and thank you because, I mean,
Where did you get these things from?
The new technology we were selected to test out that scathing didn't work. Boy, I should call this in.
You should leave a really scathing review.
As he looks to the old janitor, and he just says, I guess you have your job back for the time being.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
I recommend for the next good while.
I don't recommend being part of test groups anymore.
No.
And the janitor, elated that he's employed again and won't have to move out of Mulrath, suggests that you all come with him back to that tavern you had, and he'll buy a round for you all.
How kind. I do want to ask the principal. Oh, not the principal. I guess the official guy.
Yeah.
What company sent him this really cool technology. I'm kind of interested in cool new technology.
I don't know. The Nestoran people usually handle everything that comes through here. It's a whole bunch of red tape and guilds. You'll understand.
Guilds. Yeah, guilds. I have no idea. But I totally nod along. Nestoran people, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those Nestorans. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little dirty in here. And then I go.
Okay.
We're like trailing mud. We're like trailing dirt as we go through the school.
And
because we're on the dirt.
And nobody is. This is the room Titansgrave edition. Everybody. Nobody explains anything.
You also need to hire a new principal. I think I'm already out the door. Nope, I didn't think that was fast enough. You're gonna need a new principal though.
So, are you guys following?
Yeah, are we going to the library or are we going to
Oh, that's right, the library. Drinks first?
Well,
Because he's the new janitor.
I say drinks first. Talk to the guy. Maybe he knows a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you managed to follow this guy back. He says that his name is Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle, that douche.
I mean,
He is human.
what are you trying to say?
Not. I mean, he's just human.
That all douches are humans?
Because I can't
Finally,
think
someone
of
said
like
it.
Elvish
Finally.
or Saurian names or whatever. So he's Kyle.
Finally, someone said it.
He brings you back to the bar, where like a much larger group of people are now from the first time. Some of them are, appear to be like professors and stuff. Others are, blue collar workers and whatnot that were kind of responding to what the hell happened at the school. But there's also another person that seems to be getting a lot of attention here. He's unloading behind the bar kegs of beer, obviously, dropping off things, and everyone seems to be super excited to see him. And Kyle goes up to the bar, and he's also one of those people who's really excited to see this man, and he shouts over to him, "Gerlach! Come over here! I gotta show you something! I gotta tell you something!"
What do you call him?
Gerlach.
Gerlach.
I whisper to the others, it's like this guy is everybody's uncle or something.
No, he brings the beer.
That's our friend. I don't like beer. Do you think he has something else? Do you think
So-
it's strong tea?
Gerlach unloads
Yeah.
a keg
Well,
and
fine.
hooks it up and comes in, and he's this dwarvish guy. I think he's dwarvish.
Of course he's a dwarf.
Of
I'm
course
hoping
he's
he's
a dwarf.
dwarvish. I'm hoping. I'll
We're
figure
gonna
it out.
say he's dwarvish.
We're gonna say he's dwarvish, at least for now. Kinda, maybe.
Until the book tells us
Until the
otherwise.
book tells me otherwise. This is the homeroom prologue part of the game. Who says, "Kyle, long time no see. How's it going? How's the job at the school? Did they promoted you yet?" And blah, blah, blah. Kyle says, "Well, actually, I just got my job back. And it's all because of these folk here."
Hey, we did a good thing.
Hi.
So Gerlach sees the four of you and says, "That's interesting. Hey, let's..." And he shouts to like everybody at the bar, not knowing anything about what has just happened over at the school, and starts like pouring pints of stuff. He's getting yelled at by the bar manager, and he's like, "It's on me, it's okay." So he starts giving like free beers to everybody at the bar because of you saving this guy's job or getting this guy's job back.
Guys, we should definitely stay in touch with Kyle.
Yes.
He knows people.
And Kyle tells him exactly what happened, and asks you guys, what more specifically, like what happened, like, and everything.
Are we like sitting together at a table?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
You're all
we're not powwowing?
kind of like crowding at the bar, and Gerlach is getting finishing up with everything, and he's come with you, cheersing all four of you. He's like aiming for Rev's glass, but Rev keeps moving. Like,
how is one supposed to drink like this?
The best. So I have this glass of beer that I won't drink because I don't drink beer. But I'll cheers anyway because cheersing is nice.
Beer clouds the mind. But I'll just like sip it to not be rude.
And he says, what happened, and he makes note of the dirt that seems to be like piling up on your feet.
Do they seem trustworthy?
The dirt on Rev's face.
The what?
The dirt on Rev's face when he stuck his face in there to spill.
Yes, detail. That's attention to detail right there. Do these people seem trustworthy? They seem like...
Everyone else is so very much enthralled with the fact that they just got free beer that they're not paying a damn lick of attention to you.
I just mean, like, for what we found, which clearly seems like it should not have been found, do these seem like people we want to tell this stuff to?
Do they?
I don't know. This is a perception.
I mean, maybe not tell them, but we can certainly ask.
We don't have to tell them that we found the maybe like the orb.
Do
because we don't in the names.
Empathy, perception, empathy.
Ah, that one I don't have.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask them about the Chaos Wars. And if this was like a big battlefield, because I'm doing my thesis on the Chaos Wars.
The
smooth
Kyle says, "Oh yeah, this place has been a hotbed of activity during the Chaos Wars, and that's why we still exist really as a boarding school. You see, the school itself legend has it was built on top of a crypt of warriors that fought against Duan."
Do you recognize the names? And I list a couple of the Elvish and the human names.
Mm-hmm.
Are those are some of the warriors?
He doesn't. He says, I mean, you study long enough, and all the names are going to sound familiar, but this legend has it that the crypt that is in Malroth Village was reserved for the highest officers.
Wow, that's fascinating.
I mean, that seems kind of silly, though. You'd think somebody would find the crypt.
Right? Is it like hidden, or wouldn't people want to go and visit it and worship or pay their respects?
The deal with the Chaos Wars. It's something more to be revered than remembered. Those synonyms, if they are.
No. Revered, respected, worshipped, remembered is just intelligence.
Yes, okay, good.
Writers unite!
Woo! Vocabulary, guys!
Yeah.
It's a thing!
Don't take this the wrong way, but why would a crypt honoring the highest officers be here and then forgotten?
Well, again, not forgotten. Their names still live on in legends. You see, there are, of course, many who still think that Dewan was right. And of course, to avoid, any further conflict like those in the Chaos Wars, we'd rather just simply move on and let peace be peace.
Peace is nice. I say this very matter-of-factly.
I mean,
I whisper over to Mira because she seems wise. Should I show him the artifact? The orb that we found? Okay.
no. Very sadly, we're gonna keep that to ourselves. I mean, it's been 200 years. Certainly, no one can still be on the side of
Dewan.
Dewan.
The stories I heard, she sounds nuts. She sounds crazy.
I mean, you guys don't have issues with the Wallace supporters, do you?
That seems like a non-answer.
Wait, I'm sorry. You were asking Kyle? I thought you were talking to the other three. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm talking to Kyle.
Oh, sorry. What? You don't have an issue with? Sorry. DM face.
I was just saying, like it. I mean, the Chaos Wars were 200 years ago. Surely there can't still be Dewala supporters.
Well,
you guys can't have issues with.
I mean, of course, there could be people who support Dewan, especially in a school of magic such as School 3. There can be those who side with Dewan, but of course we do teach. They do. The building still stands. They do still teach about the Chaos Wars and both sides and certain names and certain battles and things, and they try to steer the conversation towards showing how evil Dewan was. And of course, I think she was quite the bitch, if you ask me. And he takes a swig of his beer.
Did Flora mention the name of the Syrian that we saw?
Oh, right.
She was mentioning names.
Red Claw.
Oh, Red Claw.
Red Cloth.
Just one of the names that we've come across.
Red Claw. Yes. If that name was, if there ever was a Saurian to lead the forces against Dewan, it would be the Red Claws. They were Saurians who actually betrayed Dewan, and the legend has it they were entrusted with some type of orb or cube or I don't know, power.
I kind of shoot a look over at Flora.
We immediately share a look.
But of course, it's lost in mythology. But it was a great key in imprisoning Dewan.
In imprisoning her?
Yes.
Is that how Dewan was defeated?
Well, of course. I mean, such a powerful mage as Dewan would need all the forces against her to combine and repel her magic and lock her up in some unknown location.
But a key. So if you had such a key that was so powerful and you had these other people who were helping, how might you use this kind of key?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I'm merely a janitor.
Do you know someone who might know?
Who's the professor of the Chaos Wars over at the school?
Is that its own study?
The professor of Chaos Wars.
Professor of Chaos.
There's gonna be like a history professor.
PPD.
Well, I mean, there's a number of people that you can talk to about researching the Chaos Wars, but give me a second. Hey,
it's like being a professor of like medieval history.
Yeah, Professor of Chaos.
Kyle calls over Gerlach again.
No, Professor Chaos Chaos is something different.
Kyle calls
Don't be
over.
talking about my next cosplay.
I didn't say anything.
Kyle calls over Gerlach again and asks him if he knows anything or anyone who's extensively studied the lore and the mythology of the Chaos Wars. Gerlach asks, "Why do you ask? Of course I know people. I travel all over the area delivering beer and stuff."
Beer and stuff is nice.
No.
Stuff.
Black
And he,
market.
and he looks at you. He's like, "You're interested in the mythology of the Chaos Wars?"
Mira's a
What for?
student.
I'm doing my thesis.
Oh,
You know.
I don't know what a thesis is, but it sounds important.
I don't either.
It sounds important.
I'm loving this. This is amazing.
It's these school people. But yes, mythology. And
Yeah.
those types of things that sound extremely important.
Yes, of course. I know numbers of sages and wise folk and
Sages and wise folk.
and
I
such
get the
that
names?
dabble in antiques and stuff that dabble in chaos in chaos in artifacts and such. Why do you ask?
Again,
Did someone
Thesis.
say lore?
Lore whore.
we found the Lord
mentioned-
War.
Kyle, our new friend, mentioned things like keys to locking up Dewan, and that sounds terribly fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd like to know more about something like that.
Well,
I mean, I do need a trustworthy source
Thesis,
You know,
remember?
for my thesis.
well, yes, of
So-
course.
Your most trustworthy source.
Ah, the most trustworthy source. I'd probably say, You know, there is an antiquarian in Nestora if you're heading that way. Very old woman, little bit off her rocker in her old age. But if you're heading that way, you should go see her. Her name is Farkaya the Wise, they call her.
The wise. Does she happen to look into things beyond the Chaos War?
Well, I mean, I've been to her shop a number of times. She has a number of antiquities, from gambling devices to other magical things. Of course, I don't believe in so much of that voodoo stuff, but
Well, you'd be surprised, my friend Gerlach. You'd be surprised.
oh, trust me, I know that magic exists, but as far as, the devices that she has, that she claims to have some sort of magical power, I think some of it is hogwash. But if you go see her, if you make your way to Nestora, that would probably be the person I would say to go see.
Farkaya.
It sounds like she could be helpful
I think we could
You
make
know.
a road trip
for my thesis.
for my thesis. Can that be the new excuse for everything? It's for my thesis. I have a thesis.
When I was a theater kid, it was always like, it's for a show.
I can't. I have rehearsal.
He says, Garlic says, you know how the way to Nestora, correct? Oh my god!
Goodness!
So
Oh,
sorry.
thank you, Mama.
Thanks,
for
Mama.
The sub.
Can I have a random drunk stand up at the bar, stand up and yell, did someone say Laura? Yes. Somebody in the bar stands up and says, did someone say Laura? And he opens up his trench coat and a bunch of spellbooks are lining the pockets. And
Mira's like, ooh.
and he's doing like a little shimmy on top of a table. And
like that.
the bar manager just just like looks over to someone who's like a bouncer and just get the guy.
86. 86.
He's wearing nothing under that trench coat.
Oh!
By the way. He's completely nude.
Mira's not looking there. She's distracted by the books.
I'm looking
She's
there.
like-
Is it
She's like, I
impressive?
read that one,
Is
and
it
that
impressive to look
one,
at?
and that one.
I unfortunately have a direct
It is.
eyesight.
Oh.
It is very
I
impressive.
am not impressed.
Oh my.
And Rev senses a disturbance in the force.
Did some
He's wearing socks that come up to just
You
above
can
his
smell
knee,
it.
and it's just barely tucked into it.
Oh, that's bad if you can smell it.
I might have said lore. Can I excuse myself from the table? I'm going to excuse myself from the table for a moment.
This is what happens.
Yes. Do we know the way to Nestora? Could we use like a map or something? We could probably use a map. Guys, we could probably use a map to Nestora.
Oh,
I'll be
it's-
right back.
It's really not that difficult. You just follow the trade route, the Fantangle trade route, and that will
The
eventually
Fandango
lead you
trade route?
Fandango trade.
there. The Fantangle.
Fantangle.
Oh.
Fantangle.
I wasn't paying attention. I heard Fandango.
This is probably a pretty common route. Huh?
Yes.
Cool.
It is very much.
Fantastic! I'll be right back. And I go up to say hello to the man who's very impressive.
You go ahead and say hello to the guy who's about to get kicked out of the bar. Meanwhile,
I was told he's impressive.
Gerlach, thanks you for saving his dear friend Kyle's job. Kyle thanks you all again for the rest of the hours that you spend here in Malrath. You party hard, and you wind up eventually spending at least one night here to recover from injuries and or drunkenness. And that is where we'll leave you guys
Hey!
tonight.
Woo! We did a thing.
Drunkenness and orbs that we didn't tell anybody about.
So,
Proud of us.
also, high five and awesome for you guys getting through the prologue mission that I thought was going
We
to be
got all
a
the way
little bit
through?
more of a tutorial and me like having to go over how things work, but I very much appreciate you guys knowing your things.
Yay!
So high five all around. So much high five all around that you guys are actually going to level up.
What?
Yay! What does that mean?
Level up.
Yo, that one shot kill though.
That one shot.
I don't need your bits for that. Pa! It wasn't a one shot kill though.
You guys been traveling long
That's
enough.
what I was saying. I was like, I hit it.
Yeah, I guess you hit it with that shadow dagger.
So leveling up allows you to do a number of things. Since you're all going to level 2, and if we wanted to, we could do this off stream via Discord. There is a couple of extra focuses that I would share with you for Titansgrave in Discord if you wanted to. It is kind of getting a little late, so I will cut this short and I'll just post them immediately to that. The level up information on the thing is all in the player handbook, but the additional talents, or not talents, focuses. So with leveling up to level 2, you're going to gain a +1 in a primary ability of your choice. You're also going to gain a focus in a primary ability of your choice. There are extra focuses in Titansgrave, and that's what I was getting to, and that I'll post in Discord for you guys. You're also going to bump up your health and your magic point use, your stock magic points. Damage that you took, Rev, is going to be healed simply because you rested at the inn. So you'll be totes okay with that.
Wait,
Is this the where mages get like an extra spell and whatever, like they could either learn in different arcana, it's a different type of leveling up?
So level 2 mages,
Yeah, it's different for each class.
you become
Okay.
a novice in a new talent, not a magic talent, just a talent,
A talent.
a regular talent, normal people talent, That, of course,
Okay.
fits your specifications.
And then gain 1 talent.
Warriors or rogues get the stunt bonus of being able to pierce armor for 1 stunt point instead of usual 2. And warriors.
How do we determine increasing health and magic points?
So, health increases by. Panda,
I don't know where my talents go.
panda.
I really have to go to the bathroom now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Your health is going to increase by 1d6 plus your constitution.
Surprise! They were in the same room the whole time.
And I'm pretty sure for the mages, your magic points are going to increase by 1d6 plus your willpower.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it one more time. I was spaced out.
Your magic points increase by 1d6 plus your willpower.
1d6 plus willpower. 6! Yay!
Awesome sauce.
So whatever it is now plus 6.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then you can advance a primary ability.
Seriously?
And I will post the additional focuses that Titansgrave gives.
Gain plus 1 primary.
And then that'll basically be it. So really, it'll just be picking a new focus for a primary ability, and then you'll all be set for next week when we actually get into the book, das Book.
Alrighty. Ooh, I got my willpower because that thing is pathetic.
Sound good, y'all?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, I think I'm good.
Awesome sauce. Well,
This was fun, guys.
it was very fun. I enjoyed this very thoroughly, and I'm glad that you guys enjoyed my homebrew prologue to the story of Titansgrave, the Ashes of Valkana.
Approved.
Yay. Alright, so next week we're getting into the book. But for now, we are going to say good. Is there a end screen? There is an end screen.
Just, you may need to double check the words. Yeah, you're going to need to refresh those words.
Okay.
Real quick. Refresh those words. Refresh.
So.
I feel so free because you're not looking at me anymore.
Right?
Wow.
So we are out of here until, Brennan and I are out of here until Thursday when we will be back with board games. And we will see you back here next Tuesday to continue the Titansgrave Ashes of Valkana. And we'll see you Sunday for more board games as well. So, yay, board games,
Lots of board games.
and RPGs. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys for everyone who donated bits, Chodfather, and Mom.
And remember that you can participate and kind of affect our gameplay by using those cards that you are collecting. 5 for every 10 minutes that you are playing with us, and 10 for every 10 minutes if you are a sub here.
Yes.
You'll be collecting those cards relatively quickly and able to use them for things like +1, -1 to any of our rolls, or the DM's rolls, by the way. You can use them for instant trip 6s or instant trip 1s, which is a critical success or a critical failure for us, or the DM, by the way. You know, those critical failures, throw those the DM's way. Make it go our way.
Yes. So, anyway.
Over the wheel!
So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Till then, go play.
Bye.